Yo, 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 yo! Welcome to KUC, Kings Under Construction. I'm your host, Rob the Man, followed by Gentleman Joe and the one and only Pretty Boy Jay. And we're the most needed up-and-coming podcast coming to you right now.
Yo, man, I used to handle shit by myself, but now I handle it with my brothers. Depression stands behind me. I don't fear fear, fear fears me. Let's do it. Where y'all at, bros?
Nothing like my past life. Knucklehead beating on the desk in the class like taking life for granted. I ain't asked twice, born in the dark with a flashlight. Lord, bear with me like a campsite. Because depression, recession, second first impressions got them feeling like I ain't every man confession. Oppression to a little steady transgression. We broadcast on the podcast. What's next then? Do you see? Use me, so use me. Usually, thing been on my top like a kufi. Couldn't find a way to get it out of my roof G until I linked up with the bros KUC.
Welcome to KUC, Kings Under Construction. I'm your host, Rob the Man, followed by Gentleman Joe and the one and only Pretty Boy Jay. We got a special guest for you. His name is Mr. Joe Garcia. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man. What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
What's good, brother? Hey, if y'all haven't seen our last episode, please get on it and like, share, follow. Before we continue, subscribe. We love you the way you love us. But going forward, what's up, brother? How's everything going with life and yourself? And just tell the audience and everybody who you are and what you do, bro.
Just a little bit about myself, man. I'm a soon-to-be father of three. I got a newborn on the way.
Oh, congratulations, brother.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Appreciate it. I got a beautiful wife.
Well, putting in work.
Yeah. You already know. 3 boys, man. Hold it strong.
Oh, wow. Awesome, man. Raising 3 kings.
So do you know? Okay,
what are the age? Because I met one of your sons. So what?
One's 6. My oldest is 10.
Oh, okay. I met the 10-year-old. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. I don't think I've seen the 6-year-old
So all
yet.
3 boys, and then you know the.
Oh, no. I have 2 boys now, and then I got
And then one on the way.
on the way.
One on the way. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
She
awesome.
7-11's the due date.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a lucky baby.
That's how I see it. That was a gift from the man above, man, because that was my dad's favorite game was playing dice. You know.
Oh,
what I'm saying?
really?
So my father passed away 2 years ago, man. So looked like that was something sent from him. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah, for sure.
it was definitely a blessing and all, but a little bit about myself. Other than that, being a father, I'm a coach. I feel like I'm a mentor to the youth.
You definitely are.
I do a little bit of everything, man. I build confidence in these kids and stuff like that. Just who I am. That's how I was raised. When y'all see me, y'all see my parents. Especially my father. I was my father's son. You know what I mean? So, big impact in my life. I'm an advocate for multi sports. There's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, just play one sport so you can master one sport. Nah, not me, man. I've always been like, hey. Play baseball, play basketball, play football, play it all together if you want to. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that one sport correlates to the other. At the end of the day, you build yourself an athlete. So that's what I do with my kids. You know what I mean? I don't tell them they can't do something. I say, hey, you can do it. So
I'm glad you give that mindset because, like, man, kids are so hooked on these games nowadays, bro. It's just that at least you're giving them that activity to move around, bro.
And one thing I don't do, man, I'm not saying I keep the electronics away from my kids and stuff like that, man, but I put a structure on there like, hey,
Try to minimize it a little bit.
minimize it, not pass. You should not have, if you're at the facility, you should be working.
Love it.
Hey, 9 o'clock comes, man, you can fall asleep to a little bit of it. You know what I mean? But all day while there's sunlight outside, man, we're grinding.
Hell yeah. Like back in the day, when we were kids, I was talking about this the other day. There was no phones and all that. Like, it was outside all the time until the street lights came on. Then, you had to go back home.
Bro, I remember coming home from school and just changing and running to the basketball court and hooping until about 9 o'clock. And that's all I did. And then come home, do my homework real quick.
I would legit, right out of school, walk about an hour and a half to the park, play for about 3 or 4 hours, and then walk an hour and a half back. You know what I mean? Like,
uphill in the snow?
No, hell, it don't matter. I was through it all.
Man, I remember the days, man. I used to come from high school, and right after practice or whatever, me and the boys would just all link up on the street and just go play football.
That was so fun.
Hey,
Good old
just
days.
in the street, man. That's what it was,
That
man.
was so fun.
Nowadays,
Two-hand touch, sideline kills.
sideline kills, sideline
What
kills.
school did you go to and where you from?
I grew up in Southeast Houston, majority.
Okay.
In my
Okay.
life. 6th grade, I moved over
Just
there.
like us. I mean, yeah.
South Houston.
So
Where'd you graduate from?
I graduated from Pasadena Memorial. Oh wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to Miller Middle School, went to Pasadena Memorial, and then college. I went to Texas College in Tyler, Texas, man. So I had a little bit of all worlds, man. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's why a lot of people say I'm diverse. You know, I'm one of the most diverse people you'll meet, man. Because I mean, I don't see color, man. You know what I'm saying? I see a person. I see a soul.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
hell yeah.
That's what
But I got friends all over the place. You know what I mean? Different ethnicities and stuff
Different
like
Ages,
that.
backgrounds,
everything.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't judge, man. You know, I leave that to the man above and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
for sure.
It's a good way to live
But I
life.
went to, I went to Pasadena Memorial, man, where I met a lot of good people. The
I
college
actually went to Pasadena Memorial myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was 06 though.
Oh okay.
But I didn't graduate from there. I graduated from Dobie. We were the first class there, and then I ended up moving my senior year to Dobie. But yeah,
Okay.
I went to Pasadena Memorial.
So you probably you went to my aunt Veronica. She was graduated 06 over there. Well, she was over there 06. She was one of,
making me feel like I'm
hey,
old.
she,
You my grandma, you know, yeah.
She was like a sister to me, man. She grew up with me, and so she was like the closest thing that I had to.
I
a
bet
sister.
I bet you I do know her. Yeah.
And she was part of that first class that was out there. So
Okay, yeah, we were the first.
so yeah,
one.
that's another person right there that had a lot of impact on my life because like I was the only child for 18 years, and she was the closest thing that I had to a sister. My parents couldn't have.
You are so close in age.
Yeah, she was maybe like 2 years older than me.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So my parents couldn't have kids for the longest, and a miracle came and had my sister. 18 years later, she had my sister when my freshman year of college. So
Oh,
That's
I was like,
wild,
man,
bro.
y'all were waiting for me to get out the house.
That's
but-
kind of like me and my sister. We're 18 years apart too.
Yeah, so then right after that, she had my little brother who's 13 too. They call him Buzz. A lot of people know who Buzz is. My little brother, man. He's a little stocky. Looks like my pops.
Well, we see him play,
Oh, yeah,
we play dodgeball all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know you're talking
Okay,
about.
how old is he?
He is 13.
Okay, he's funny because I told
Yeah,
him.
he always makes me laugh,
I
bro.
was
He's good
picking on
people.
him. I told him. I said, because at the dodgeball tournament, I told him. I said, "Hey, who's older between you and your brother?" I knew who was older. He's like, they always say I'm older, but he's older.
He would, man. And it's funny, man, because his biggest thing is I'm already taller than you, right? So, man, ever since he was started growing, hitting his growth spurts, man. He was I'd be in the kitchen or something, and all I feel is somebody just putting their
Trying to
shoulders
body,
down,
trying to size you up.
chin up, like
What you doing?
I'm getting there. And I'm like, oh,
I
man.
know how it feels to have a
Hey,
little brother like that.
Hey, it got to a point, man. I was like, Jay, it's already over, man. You're taller than me, bro. Like, you know, so
Hey, you won,
nah,
bro.
Yeah, you won. You got this one already, but you know, I still drop you now.
Nah, you see, the difference between us is like, he had to take boxing classes.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Hey, shout out to Apple Boy, Manny.
yeah, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, that's my little brother. So 18 years, I was the only child. So, but they all grew up. We all grew up. They grew up on this side. So they're going to Miller right now as well. So, but
I went to Miller too.
Hey, what's a Miller too, dude?
Yeah,
That's
we did,
crazy.
yeah.
man, crazy small world, man. It's just crazy how life just brings you back. All the good people, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
it's hard,
man.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's one thing I live by, man. Everybody that's for me finds their way to me. You know, everybody that's not finds their way out. You know.
Yeah,
So,
no,
I like
Yeah,
that,
hell
bro.
yeah. I like that.
That's a model to live by right there,
man,
bro.
that's just
I
kind of
love
one of
that.
those things that I stick to. You know, that's ever since, like, to be honest with y'all, like ever since I lost my pops, man, it was the perspective, my mindset kind of just triggered change. Like, not everything is gonna be as good as it looks. You know, not everybody that comes across you is for you. You know what I mean? The people that are for you are gonna find their way to stay with you. You know, so it's just one of those things I live by. And another thing that I live by him too is, you know, don't be the problem, be the solution. And that's exactly what I try to do for these kids, the youth, the adults. Is like, everybody has a problem, you know what I mean? The solution, everybody feels unhealthy. Everybody feels like they can't do something. They can't be somebody. And I try to be that person to say, hey, you can. That word can't is not allowed in here. You know what I mean? So that's just the mindset that I kind of trickled off of, you know, just the trauma of losing somebody close. You know what I mean?
And if you don't mind me asking, because I mean we lost our father as well. He passed away 2 years ago. What did he pass away from?
He underlying she had COVID. He was in the hospital. He had COVID, and all the underlying issues just kind of took over. So what happened July 31st, man. It was definitely a hard situation for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Losing, that was like the first time life ever hit me that hard. You know, that close. You know what I'm
Was he
saying?
a part of the whole gym thing with you also?
Man, the whole thing came from started with him, you know, because he was a coach, my first coach. He was my father, of course, but it all came when he was in there. He knew what I wanted to do. And to be honest with you, when he was on the hospital bed, man, I was just like, I need to give him some motivation. I need to give him something. So I put my LLC in there, and I sent it to him and said, hey, Dad, look, I need you. You know what I'm saying? Let's get through this. So it started right there, you know, and ever since then, I just kind of didn't look back, man.
So you say he was like kind of like the inspiration behind the whole gym thing?
Man, that he had 90%. I would say a lot of what it was. The other part was my kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because looking at him, see all the stuff he did for me, I try to give back and do it for them. You know?
Man, your kids will give you the most motivation you can have. I know my kids do that for me every single day. I always tell them, y'all are the reasons why I work the way I do, why I bust my ass the way I do, you know. And that's good, dude. Like that, you're instilling that mentality as well in them.
So the thing that with mine, so 2 years ago, I was at 285 pounds, man. I was at 285 pounds. I trained my son hard. You know, I was always pointing like, hey, go do this, go do that. You know, hey, you have to do it like this. And man, he hit me in my gut one day. He hit me with, hey, Dad, why am I only the one that trains? Why don't you train with me? And I was like, don't worry about me. Go do what you say. Do as I say, not as I do. You know what I mean? So I told him, I was like, you know, but when he walked away, I was like, damn, this kid's right. You know what I mean? How can I be trying to build a D1 athlete if I don't look like one, or if I can't show him how, or be a leader? You know what I mean? So it was one of those things, man. That very next day, I was working nights. We had got rained out, so I was at home early, so I was able to train with them. So we had to be back that same night because we got rained out in the morning. So that next night, I told myself, when I get home, I'm not going to go to sleep. I got home at like 5:30 in the morning. I said, I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm going to change my shoes. I'm going to put on some jogging clothes, and I'm just going to go outside and just walk the block. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, man, I did it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you just got to say, do it. You know, not procrastinate, because if you sit there, you think about it too long, you ain't never going to get it.
Oh, I mean, you know? Yeah.
So right after that, I just, like that same day, I started with walking the block, man, and what his words in my head, like, why am I the only one training? So ever since then, man, 2 years later, I dropped 80 pounds. Like, he looks at me now and he's like, okay, you know, because at one point he was about to get faster than me. So I was like, I can't let this fool faster than me, man. So he had a big part of that whole transformation idea.
Hey, man, kids don't lie either, though. Right?
Oh man,
Hey, man.
They gotta tell you the truth.
Oh yeah, that's brutal.
My son, he grabbed my belly a couple times, like, Dad, when you gonna start working out? I'm like, all right, dude. Like, I know I'm getting a little chunky, my boy.
Yeah, so that's where it started, man. Because like I said, I'm trying to build a D1 athlete, build a strong man, strong mentality with him, and man, he could be hard on himself because he grinds. You know, he wants to be perfect, and I tell him, ain't nobody perfect. You know, if you're perfect, you're not doing something right. You know what I mean? You're content, you're comfortable. You know what I mean? So, I just he had a lot to do. Even my youngest had a lot to do with the transformation I made, man. Because like, you know, I want to lead by example. That's what we are. You know, we try to be leaders. You know, so.
And when you say lead by example, these boys are gonna laugh at me because I just joined a boxing class. I don't know if you know. I joined a boxing class at your gym. I saw your post, and the funny part about all that is I was actually thinking about that, and literally that same day you posted it, and I was like, man, I need to go do that. So I told my wife, before I even called you, I told my wife, I was like, hey, man, I want to join this class. And she was like, where's that? I said, Alpha One. And she's like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, it's boxing training. I'm going to train like a boxer. And so I was like, I'm going to go get it. And she's like, well, I want to do it. Don't do it. And then my daughter stepped up. She was like, I want to do it too. So, yeah, I got in there with you. But my mindset was like, you know, we doing this whole Kings Under Construction thing. KUC, we're promoting how to be better men in general, right? Financially, spiritually, physically, in general. But who am I to be saying that, hey, you got to physically be stronger or mentally be stronger if I'm not setting that example for other guys, right? All these young guys coming up, men that are actually looking at me all the time. So I was like, man, I got to do this. And I like what you do because this is his place, and he's training too. And he's training. He ain't slacking. He's really training for real. And it's man. Hey, shout out to Manny, bro.
Hey, shout out to my boy Manny, bro.
Yeah,
You doing the class too though?
I do it,
the
man.
boxing?
I do it, man. So I told him, I was like, look, to be better or better me, I gotta get comfortable doing the uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've
said
been
that
an
numerous
athlete. I've played every sport, you know what I mean? I've played multiple, but boxing was one thing that I just was shy away from because it's uncomfortable to do the technique when you don't know. You think people are going to judge you because you don't know the technique and how you swing and stuff, but at some point you just got to take that leap and try it. You know, try something that you're not used to. You know, go out your comfort zone. So I told him, I was like, look, you know, we're going to offer it, but I'm going to be a testimony to what we can do, what you can do. Because I was like, I've hit a plateau on my weight, on my training. So bring out a better me with what you do, you know, so I can show 30 days from now what this 30-day fight can do for somebody else.
So you said 285, and I saw you post something. You're under 200 now.
Yeah, I dropped.
Man.
I dropped,
Hey, shout
dropped
out
down
to
to 200. I'm at
Congrats.
199 as of this morning, but my weight's fluctuating. But I'm underneath.
And it was easy. It was all easy the whole time, right?
Nah, man. I wish it was that easy. I wish I could wake up.
For the people listening, like, what do you think is like your biggest thing? Like, is it the working out, the eating right, or what is it?
It's discipline.
Okay.
Like, follow your plan. You know, if you gonna say you want to cut weight, you follow your diet. You know what I mean? If you wanna get muscle, you know, you got to work out hard. You got to eat your stuff, eat right. You know, but the biggest thing is a diet. You know what I'm saying? You follow your diet. You don't even have to work out as hard, but as you follow a diet, man, you go walk around and stuff like that. Just stay active. Use your kids as exercise. You know what I mean? Stay active with the kids, stuff like that. And that'll go a long way. But it all starts with that diet, I'll tell you that.
My weight fluctuates here and there. So, like, I can drop 20 pounds and then I'll gain 20 pounds. Like, I'm just up and down all the time. But I noticed that with me, what really helps me is intermittent fasting. I don't know if you know too much about that. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I'll fast for like 16 hours, and that's what I'm doing.
You know, but I honestly heard like that's not really the healthiest thing to do either. You know, I think just keeping a good diet and just sticking with it, I think you'll be good. And you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I'm just saying that's personally what works for me.
Man, honestly, it's a little bit of everything. You could go a little bit of route. So I do some fasting too. What I do on my fasting, at the end of it, I do cardio. So I do a cardio, like my last bit of my fasting, I burn out with a cardio with running or stuff like that. So it kind of speeds up that process. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm doing that boxing class with this guy in the morning. It's like 4 something in the morning when we're there, right? Dude, I left. It said I burned 600 calories when I left there. 600.
Oh, damn.
Man, if you take out my watch right now, I'll tell you, I'm probably about 1,500 calories burned today.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like 600.
1733.
And we're doing, and that class
that's moving calories,
right?
Man. Yeah.
So this particular class is morning and evening. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm probably around there, 1,200 something like that.
Yeah,
you know, so it's definitely a blessing since I've gotten there. And
you've been working, bro. I'm proud of all three. Your family, your daughter, your wife.
I was really surprised. My daughter really surprised me, but
she's been getting it, man.
It's so humbling being in the ring, like when we're just practicing with Manny or whatever, training, and it was almost like an epiphany. You know, I'm in the ring and we're training with my wife and my daughter, and it just hit me because y'all play worship music in the morning, which is
man, that's big for us, man. Me and Manny, I tell you, that's me. Me and Manny got so much closer with that, man. It's just our way of waking up and being thankful. You know what I mean?
That's exactly
starting off the day right. You know?
With that positive, that loving, because at the end of the day, man, we wake up, we get that opportunity.
I felt like I really needed that because it gave me a different mindset, a different spirit, and normally I start off my day like that too, and I do my I am affirmations on my way to work. But it just knowing that y'all were doing it, it was super comforting for me because I felt like home.
Yeah,
I felt home, bro. Honestly, and I felt like, man, this is comfort. And dude, I couldn't do anything but just I'm on the treadmill just praying. You know what I mean? Like
same, man.
Just worshiping.
It's funny how that worked, man. You know, because some people like they shy away from that. You know, showing people or letting other people know that they listen to music like that. You know, praising and stuff. And there would be times where I'd be in there before me and Manny got like A1, you know, because we've always been close. We went to high school with each other, man. And shout out to Manny, man. I tell you one thing, my operation, man, Manny makes my job a lot easier. Makes everything easier.
I can tell, man. He does a lot there too.
So with that, there would be times, you know, where I was listening and I would be listening to my worship music and he would come in and I would be kind of shy away from like, hey, let me put on something he likes, you know, vice versa. I would walk in and he would be trained to it and I'm like, hey, dog, don't change your music. Like, nah, we're good. And he was like, bro, ain't nothing better. I was like, man, you ain't lying, you know. So honestly, during the morning, that morning ain't nothing better than that, man. You know what I'm saying?
In the morning. Hey, it was funny that because I went this morning, we were playing worship music, and then after work, it was I forgot what song it was. It was a little H-Town Gangsta. Oh, it was some Mike Jones or something like that. I was like, okay, I'm a little bit of both of those too. You know,
yeah.
It was cool, bro.
So it comes to a point, man, where the beat starts getting uplifted, the training goes, and it's like, all right, it's time for that switch. You know, it's time to get that grind mode because like it's. To me, it's like waking up early like that. You know, you want to get your blood flowing, and you're warming up your body, your spirit, your soul, your everything, and it gets you in a good mood instead of straight to I want to shoot somebody or you know what I'm saying? All that nonsense. You don't need all that fluster. You know, we got goals, we got ambitions, we got things we want. We don't. All that's just cloudedness. You know what I'm saying?
So for the people who don't know, I mean, you want to tell us who Manny is? I mean,
my boy Manny, man. He's a father, man. He's a great dude, man. Great person. He's a hard worker. I'll tell you that. Humble dude, man. He has a great background. You know, good coach. I'll tell you.
Boxing coach, right?
Man, he's boxing, man. He's a little bit there. He's an athlete.
He told me he does MMA too.
He does MMA, Muay Thai, grappling, whatever you want to do, man. He's gonna show you how to do it, man. I tell you, he makes my job, he makes my operation so much easier, man. And I give thanks to him because, like I said, he does a lot. You know what I mean? And
yeah, that's badass.
When Alpha One goes up, he goes up with him, man. We're going straight to
people like that.
Straight to the mountaintops, man. Like I said, that's my dog. Like, you know, I ride with that dude.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's so humble, bro. Like, you know, just being with him and his spirit. I came in this morning. He was like, "What's up, baby? You ready? You ready?" The energy. Hey, dude, I'm usually that person, and Joe is too. But like, just to have another, I feed off of that, bro. Like for me personally, like I feed off of people. Like, so if you're kind of like down, I'm like, oh, I need to kind of stay away because
he does have really good energy. Because me not knowing him that well, you know, every time I'm at the gym, he still goes out of his way and says what's up to me and everything.
Yeah, you know? Man, he's like, real respectful.
I think he notices who's new, who's not. You know what I mean? Like who's around.
Man, he's my security guy. He's my boxing coach, man. He's just everything. But he's
you gotta have.
Hey, you know, he's like I said, like you just said right now, he knows the faces. He recognizes people, and he's all about energy. He'll know if somebody is down and out. He'll know if somebody needs a little bit more excitement or that extra boost, man. But I mean, that's I couldn't ask for a better. All right,
I got a question. I get you and Manny in the ring. Who's taking the win?
Oh man, bro. I'm gonna have to tell him look that way and poke him in his eye. I'm gonna have to poke him in his eye, man. Maybe, but
I bet that dude got some. He got some endurance.
Man, y'all ain't seen that man train, man.
I mean, I've seen him spar before. That was like one of the first times I went. I seen him spar. He was sparring a pretty big boy too, someone heavier and taller than him.
Man, he don't care, man.
And he was going at it too.
Hey, he don't care, man. He's gonna. Hey, if you want to spar, let's do it.
I'm good on the little sideline, you know. Just
me too, man. I said, hey, you got it, you know. So
I was talking to him this week. He told me that he had I guess something going on in August or something, that he may have a fight or something. I was like, hey, dude, let us know. We'll come support. You know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be badass.
I said, we'll go check you out.
He has so he's got a couple of fights left on his contract. So he's trying to.
His contract for what?
He has a contract with, I want to say, Fury.
Really? That's pretty cool.
I want to say he has one of those, man. To be honest with you, I can't really lie to you, but I think that's the last thing we talked about. But he has 2 fights left on that. Trying to get him out of that contract, man, so I could be his promoter. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Alpha
One Promotions.
Hey, we backing y'all up,
Alpha
brother.
One Promotions.
My brother really got into actually MMA. Like you started looking at it a lot, right? No,
don't throw me in the ring with Manny and shit. Hey, I just started watching it, man. I'm just that guy that watches it at home saying I could do that shit.
I'm my brother's promoter.
Like, man, he should have did this. He should have did that.
Hey, but y'all pay me on the side to let you know he got a bad knee.
Let's go.
Knee lock, boy.
That boy's done.
I gotta ask you a question, man, because you know I'm real like starstruck, dude. When I first met you, man, I was like, there's something about you. It's amazing, bro. Something that you didn't talk about, I think is really amazing too. All those tournaments that you guys won. I mean, you're raising champions. I mean, I see your Facebook post on your Alpha One, and you're telling happy birthday to all the kids, dude. Like you're literally on top of it.
Yeah.
Like you're inspiring all these kids. You're letting them know, hey, dude, I'm here for you. That's amazing. So my question to you, man, like I said, I'm a little quiet right now because I can't believe you actually came, dude. I told Rob, I said, dude, I want to get Joe in here, dude. I said Joe is the perfect guy to have here because appreciate that. Yeah, like you are what we aspire to raise kings, to literally inspire other people. You're doing it, and that's just your daily life. It's amazing,
man.
So the question I have for you is, and this is something I've always thought about, and I get to talk to a professional about this, is who in your opinion is better suited? Is it does talent beat hard work, or does hard work take over talent?
Hard work takes over talent for me in my eyes, man. You can be talented, but somebody who's working hard can come back and surpass you real quickly because they got that want, they got that determination, they got you think you're good, you know, but somebody that wants to work hard and get there is gonna get there. You know what I mean? That's one thing I say, like, you know, don't get content. Because when you're content, somebody's hungry, somebody's coming.
Somebody's ready to take that spot.
You know, and
for sure.
The good thing is, man, is that I have a good success rate with these kids, man, and a lot of the parents know it. A lot of parents, you know, give me their trust in the kids. You know, so that's all I ask. You know, I tell parents all the time, a kid's success comes from a parent's dedication. You know what I mean? If you want your kid to succeed, dedicate the time to taking them to go get coaching or take them to the park. You don't even have to bring them to me. You can take them to a lot of other people or take them to the park, but just dedicate time to them getting better. Don't put them on the back burner. You know what I mean? So hard work can surpass talent real easily, but you know, you can't knock talent. You know, some people we just got it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some of them just got it, but you know, at some point, man, it can be surpassed, you know. So it's like a gray area, but you know, hard work. I will always be an advocate for hard work.
But you said something like about being comfortable, and I think that's with everything, right? Like being comfortable with anything. If you're comfortable with anything and content, you're really not gonna move anything forward. It needs to make you nervous. Something that you want. It needs to make you nervous, like you said, boxing. It needs to make you nervous, like when you're stepping into the ring, or when you're stepping on that field, or when you're stepping anywhere you're going in a new job or whatever. It needs to make you uncomfortable. You have to get used to those things. I put myself in the most uncomfortable, you know, positions in general in life just to get better. You know, and I'm sure like when you walked in here, you're probably like, it made you feel a little nervous. But you're doing it, right?
Yeah, I've been nervous all day, man. I was like, I don't know what to expect. You know, this is that first time I've ever been on the podcast or you know anything like this. But
we just respect who you are, and that's why we invited you because we love what you're doing with the kids, and that's pretty much what we're doing, just being an inspirational to the world, you know what I mean?
Oh, man, honestly, it was an honor. I've been telling my wife, you know, Sky, shout out to my wife. See ya.
How long y'all been together?
Man, we've been together for 12 years.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
We
didn't meet in school. We met, like, close to, she's going to kill me.
Edit this out.
It was, like, close to 2010, 2011, or probably 2011, around there. Yeah, 2011.
We'll cut out the time it took you to think of that.
Yeah. Cut that out. She gonna kill me, bro. Hey, I do know our anniversary though, June 4th.
Oh, you gotta hope that's right.
You better hope that's right. I think so. Nah, man. But I
see she's a big part of it too because you know, like
my
girl's son is part of the whole Alpha 1 9U team also, and I see she's the one setting it all up in the group chats.
She is my rock. Like,
yeah, I know.
She does a lot of things on the back end, you know.
That nobody sees,
and I don't give her enough credit for it, but I'll give it to her right now. She does, you know what I'm saying? She tries. She.
I bet you're kind of hard on her too. Sometimes,
man,
right?
I'm hard on a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not so much, but it's just whenever my head is locked in, I want everything to be perfect, and she tries her hardest, you know what I mean? I don't knock it or whatnot, but she definitely holds it down, you know.
I saw her there the other day.
She's holding it down right now while I'm here right now. So.
The other day, you know, she had a little belly and everything, still selling snacks and stuff.
Yeah, she was getting it, man. She was getting it.
That was for the dodgeball tournament. We actually had KUC. We were there. That was actually the first time we met you though. Before I went up to you and asked you one time, can we do a dodgeball tournament here? And that was actually the first time that me and you actually interacted.
Yeah.
But I honestly think I met you before that. You used to work at another.
Vico.
Yeah, for Frank.
Yeah,
for Frank.
yeah.
So you used to work there, and it was good. I mean, but I got invited to the gym. Didn't even know it was your gym though.
Yeah. It's crazy how life works, man. Like I said, I worked for. I was driving trucks for. Hot shotting for Frank. You know what I mean? Years ago. You know, that's when I met you. Going to that warehouse. I think it was on Navigation or something like that. Somewhere right there. And man, come from there to right now where we're sitting, man, it's like a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
It's a whole different.
It's
world.
actually one of our coworkers,
John Flores.
Oh, that's my cousin. Yeah, man. Big shout out to my cousin John and Steven, man.
Yeah,
they're a bigger part of that stuff too, man. I couldn't start this without them, man. I'll tell you that, bro.
He was saying like, you know, you and him were he was like, you know, part of it somehow that y'all had opened your own gym.
Yeah.
Like, y'all come check it out. We're having an open gym, so we're like, yeah, let's go. I'll go check it out. So I invited Rob, and then even, you know, my buddy Kyle and everything went to go check it out. And I think that's the first time we met.
Yeah.
It was badass, man. It was cool from the get-go.
Yeah, man. I try to make, like, everybody that walks in there, I want them to feel at home. You know what I mean? The vibes, everything. I tell everybody, my home is your home. My place is yours, you know? So I try to make sure just that same energy that my dad would give to anybody that came to his house, you know, make sure everybody feels welcome, loved, you know what I mean? Not like they're in an awkward stage, you know, like I make sure anytime anybody steps inside there, you know, even if I'm doing my lessons or something, I always look back and I watch how everybody moves in there, and I watch to see, okay, what can I do to make them feel more comfortable or stuff like that. You know, I've always been a people's person, man, and I just like try to look out for everybody's best interest as much as I can. You know what I mean? So I want everybody to come back, and the good thing is everybody comes back, man. You know, they love the vibes in there. So
yeah, it's definitely good vibes. Going back to the dodgeball tournament, the first time I met you, I didn't get to play. We're kind of hosting. It was just a fundraiser for, you know, Kings Under Construction. Really, the hospitality was great, bro. Appreciate that again.
It was real fun.
These two guys probably got a lot of heat. They were
refs.
They were refs that day.
It's tough.
I ain't gonna lie,
Joe
the first and last damn time I'm doing anything like
man,
that.
I tell you, man, it's tough. It's tough because I was giving him one in his ear too one day.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, your whole team were getting on my ass.
Oh, I was letting everybody have it that day.
Well, I felt like I was about to start getting death threats and shit. I was like,
oh man, yeah, it was cool, man.
It was good, but you just hosted your own.
It was a fundraiser dodgeball.
Yes, that was amazing too, man.
That was a good time.
Good turnout, good time.
So I was gonna ask you how was the rep for that since you were the rep.
Oh man, I tell you, bro.
Hey, I saw some people give me some heat.
Man, I told you know I'm a respectful person, man. So this one guy, he was like getting upset, and he was like, "Oh, you're missing the call." I was like, "Well, you're talking to me, man. I'm a respectful man, so I'm gonna look at you while we're talking. But the more you talk to me, the more I'm gonna miss this. So you might as well back up, you know." And then he was like, "Oh, you're right." I'm like, "I'm telling you, man. It's one guy, 10 kids out here, man. You know,
It's
balls flying everywhere."
I was surprised you were doing it by yourself, ref.
Man, I had a couple people helping, but man, it all looks at me because I had the clipboard in my hand and everything like that, man. But
you organized it very well, bro. It was good.
It was a really good time.
Yeah, and you know, and I can't take credit for all that, man. My 11U team, man, they the parents on there, they're very dedicated parents. You know, I was blessed with them, man. So they helped
the snack bar, right?
The snack bar. I had a couple parents that helped me with everything else on the field.
Yeah,
and stuff
y'all were
like
selling all types of stuff, man.
The burritos, I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah,
just
man.
Like, hey, dude, check out what they got.
Yeah.
Oh, cantaritos.
Yeah, man, those are good. I only got 2 of them left by the time I got done with it, man, because it was tough to do anything, man.
Things were going down a little too easy.
17 teams in that thing, man. That was the most I've seen people inside that facility, man. I maxed out that facility that day. I said, you know what? My biggest thing has always been like, okay, I can't have too big of an event because I don't have too much parking. I said, you know what? I don't care. I'll let them figure it out. I'll let them figure it out.
People were parking all in the street. Yeah. I mean, it was good though, dude. That's
it was cool, man. It was definitely a great turnout. You know, having over 200 people in there, I'll tell you that, it was. See, just looking around, man, it was pretty great, man. That feeling like, damn, this is
a little surreal, right?
Yeah, surreal. And I said, man, and you know, honestly, I looked up and I said, man, this is where we're at right now. You know what I mean? So, man, it's just one of those things, man. You know, feel blessed.
Who ended up winning that tournament? Because I know we had a team and we ended up getting it out at the last minute.
We got third. And then I think your
South
brother
Bell,
team won first.
yeah, South Bell 45, man.
Oh, your brother's team.
Yeah, man, and I was hoping he
That's a
would.
little rigged, if you ask me.
Hey, I was hoping they would lose, man, because I don't want that like, oh man, it was your brother, but man, but they just won, man, and it was hectic because it's like again, it was just me and then
That last play, man.
Hey, I will tell you something, bro. Your brother's competitive. I can
Oh,
tell.
man,
Right?
me and
He
him
was
were
yelling at you the whole
bumping head.
time.
We was in my ear, and I'm like,
Like, we're family, bro. You gotta do like that.
You're my brother.
like I can't argue with you, man. They're gonna think I'm favoring you. You know what I mean? So it's he's all my brother, my kids, man. They're competitive. You should see them.
I don't know, all three on you on that one team. Whenever I was reffing, I'm saying all three on that one team while I was reffing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I
Man.
feel like I got a lot of heat from y'all.
Oh man, we were.
It was
yeah.
fun though, man. It really was.
Nah, my son too, man. He's that's the one thing I got to get him to work on is composure and stuff like that, keeping it, his emotions and stuff, because they're competitors, you know what I mean? And as a coach, even if it was my son or somebody else, I want to see that passion, that
Yeah.
that competitiveness where you damn near want to cry, you know what I mean? Because that shows me you want it, you want
you
that,
care. You care about what you're doing.
And now it's a different story if you're crying, throwing your stuff on the ground and you're kicking stuff. That
Not
just
throwing
tells
it
me,
down.
that just tells me your parents at home need to do something for you. You know what I mean? A little bit more discipline before you come over
Nah, you
here.
just need an ass whooping.
Like,
That's what you need. You need an ass whooping.
and with my kids, man, I ain't, I look at them and they know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? I give them that stare, like, all right, I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. Like, I feel like at some point they need that structure. They need that, just to keep their head straight. Like it's not okay to throw stuff around, throw these tantrums and stuff like that. But my kids, I like that competitiveness. A lot of people don't. They shy away and they kind of have their doubts about it and stuff. But to me as a coach, I want to see passion. I want to see like I want this. I want to see tears coming damn near out your eyes because I know, damn, he's not going to if this ball comes to him, he's going to make that play. Those are the kind of athletes that I cherish. You know what I mean? So it's
and even if they fail, even if you fail, I think sometimes failure is good for you because then you know exactly what to recover from. You know exactly what you got to work on. You know exactly what the challenge is.
What's that? What's that saying? It's first attempt in learning.
Yeah, that's what FAIL stands for. First attempt in learning.
No, I never heard that one, but that's something I'm gonna relate
use
to
that
my
tomorrow.
kids. We'll use that tomorrow.
Nah, yeah. No, I mean it's definitely something we all need to do. As you fail, it's gonna happen. That's just what life is, right? And we just need to keep going and learn from those mistakes and keep pushing. Some people are like they fail and they just give up. Like I can't get better. That's it. They accept something that should.
And that's the real failure right there. Accepting the defeat, stopping, not getting back up. You getting knocked down. Like if you get knocked down, you better get back up because the life will just pull you down and keep pulling you down.
Yeah,
they'll throw punches all day.
Trials and tribulations.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. So 5 years from now, let's say, where's Alpha One at, man? Where do you see that?
Man, on my whiteboard that I have, 5 years from now, Alpha One Grounds is my end game, my goal. Alpha One Grounds is going to be the headquarters to all sports, the Houston Walt Disney of sports, where I have a baseball field, I have my football field, my boxing arena, I have everything where all championships lead to Alpha One Grounds.
Badass.
That's that, and and like I've told Rob before, like I like to tell people my plans, because it puts the pressure on me. I live off of pressure.
Oh, I love that.
I live off of pressure because I want to tell the next person what I'm going to do because they might have the money right now, but they don't have the following, they don't have the drive, they don't have what I have, and I'll get there. So putting that pressure on myself makes me be like, oh, I got to go do this before they go do it. So I put that pressure on myself. But 5 years from now, man, I Alpha One Grounds, the headquarters for all sports, just all championship games lead there. I have a showcase field, a arena for fights. I have its own gym area, soccer field, football field. That's as big as I can imagine it. You know what I mean? And like you believe it, you see it, you could, it could happen. You know what I mean? I like to manifest things. I'm a big believer on manifesting.
We are too, all of us. Yeah.
So I'm a big believer on that. Like I put it on the front street, and I'm just like I know where I want to go. I know where my destination's at, and I know that there's going to be ups and downs, but I know that at the end of the day, that's where I want to go. You know what I mean? So in 5 years, man, having a complex, not just the headquarters right now. So I always tell people about the facility I have. It's the headquarters. You know, that's called the headquarters for all my athletes, my baseball, my boxers, my now softball. But I always tell people, don't get locked in here. Don't get stuck in here, because what I'm building is bigger than this. You know, this is just a start. This is just the training grounds right here. One day, it'll be 5 acres or so much where you walk into to an open gate. It's a long road with all the fields around it. You know what I mean? That's what I see in my head, you know. So just to give all the people out there insight, you know, you ain't gonna beat me to it, but
hey man, I'm glad. And
yeah, it's just a vision,
it's good
man.
It's good to manifest something, but you said something like, you know, you let people know. I do the same thing. The only reason why is because I kind of feel like if I say it, I'm speaking it to an existence, and now I've already told someone.
Yes.
So now I had to make that happen, because I don't want to be known as, hey,
yes,
you're just a man that talks,
and
bro.
That's exactly what I tell everybody. You know what I mean? I like to tell people, because nobody likes to look stupid. You know what I mean? And I tell people, because I don't want to be that guy like, oh, he was all talk. You know what I mean? I take action. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, like, if I tell you it's for a reason. It's for my own benefit, because I'm not going to go out here and look stupid. I'm going to go make it happen. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And it's a challenge to yourself, you know what I mean, as well. So, I 100% understand that, dude. I've been doing that my whole life with everything I do, you know. And I see your logo. I've always liked your logo. And everything we do is like literally like it started off with me personally. Like I would start and I would draw something on a piece of paper, right? And then you get a logo, right? And where'd the logo, the inspiration come from on that? So,
Alpha One Athletics it started the colors. So I'm in a predominantly black fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. I'm in the first fraternity ever created, you know, Alpha Phi Alpha Incorporated. So that's where it originated from my fraternity, right? Because I'm one of the few Hispanics in East Texas to be an alpha, you know. So I went to HBCU college, you know, Texas College, you know, historical black. So going out there, man, I was already coming in there diverse. I went to a Hispanic middle school, a white high school, and then going over there, I went to a predominantly black college, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I was already walking in there diverse. So joining Alpha Phi Alpha over there, it was like another stepping stone for me. So that was a bigger part of me, right? So coming back now to this age, that's something that helped me get the colors, the black and gold, you know, because those were our colors, you know, Alpha Phi Alpha, Alpha One Athletics, you know. So that had correlated to what I'm built, but the crown came from my own imagination. So it was one of those things like, you know, building kings, you know, something I was like, you know, one thing that I feel like I want to raise are champions, you know, crown a king, you know what I mean? So one day, to be honest with you, the crown came up on the same way you said, you know, you start getting the pen and stuff, and I had a couple drinks. I was chilling. I was actually down and out, man. I was contemplating what am I doing wrong in life, and everything just started trickling down, you know. And I got a pen and paper, man. Started writing some goals down, and I was like, man, I need to figure out something. And I started drawing it out, man. And honestly, the card, it just a crown. I started doodling it myself. It didn't look as good as it did here, but I sent it to an artist and she made it happen. Shout out to Amanda. You know, she did a lot of my digital stuff and stuff like that. She helped me bring it to life. But
so whenever you made this logo, did you have a plan for it, or like was the gym after the logo?
So it originated. So it was really a logo for my baseball organization. Right, so it really started with a B. It was Alpha One Baseball. That's where it started. But then sitting back, I was like,
what if I want to expand?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to sell myself short. You know what I mean? Like, if I go out, if I put athletics in there, I can do so much. You know what I mean? I can really advocate for multi-sports. You know what I mean? So it kind of just was like, all right, let's do it. So I put the 2 A's, put the 1 in there. You know, Alpha One. You know, we're the first. We're number one, you know, so it all just started piecing together, man. And then I just adding that, it just kind of helped me build be bigger than just baseball. You know what I mean? Now I can touch all athletic
Hey, and that's
sports.
pretty brave because a lot of people they stick with just baseball.
Yeah.
What they're comfortable with.
or something like that. So right now, what sports do you have in your gym?
So right now I have Alpha One boxing, I have Alpha One baseball, and I just started Alpha One softball.
Sweet. Yeah, I saw that you had tryouts actually today, right?
Yeah, I had tryouts today, hoping that's going good over there right now. But I just acquired 2 coaches.
Is that I'm not trying to offend anybody who plays softball. Is that just a girl thing, or is that guys and girls?
Oh, you have coaches, good male coaches that coach softball. You have
I'm talking about like as far as like the
player-wise?
players.
Oh, it's for the girls. It's
Oh,
for girls.
okay, that's what I was wondering,
Yeah, I got the. It's for youth. It's for the youth girls and stuff
okay.
like that. So
You can't play, Joe.
we'll have a men's softball team one day. Yeah. So I had to offer for the ladies. You know what I mean? For the young ladies that I know that I train, and they always ask like, "Hey, coach, when are you going to start softball?" You know, because I do both baseball and softball lessons and stuff like that. So it was like, you know what? It's that time. You know, I started with 2 baseball teams last July. Now I have 10 baseball teams. So it was like, it's about that time, you know.
10 baseball teams?
10
Wow. How
baseball
do you
teams.
keep up with that,
Man, I tell you, it's a
That's
hassle, man.
wild.
But, you know, you find the right people. You find good people. I got great coaches, man, that do it for a living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not somebody that comes in there for a hustle. They do it for a living, you know. So that's one thing that I pride myself with, or my coaches.
Good coaches.
Because they know what they're talking about. They're not about there to go kill you or eat you up for your money in your pockets, like, you know. So it's one of those things that I like with my coaches. They make my job easier. All I got to do is make sure everybody's taken care of, make sure everybody has their cage time, their field time, and stuff like that. So without them, man, I couldn't do it. I'll tell you that. So doing that, I just kind of was like, man, it's that time for me to branch off to softball, you know, offer these young ladies the same opportunity that I'm offering these young men, you know. So it's here. So hopefully my goal is by January 1st to have 24 teams. That's just a number that I put in
All
my
right, he putting it out there on the podcast. Y'all
So
hear that?
right now
I'm
I'm sitting at 12 right now. So I got 10 baseball, 2 softball going. So I need some coaches out there. Y'all reach out to me.
So if you're talking about 24, if somebody was trying to link up with you, how would they do that?
Man, they can reach out to me. I got, you know, on Facebook, you know, I have Facebook Alpha One Athletics, or on Instagram Alpha One Athletics, you know, pretty active on there 24/7 unless I'm asleep. But you know, you can always reach out there, you know, send me your background, tell me what you do, tell me a little about yourself, and we'll go from there, man. I honestly tell people, all right, once I get the vibe on how you go about yourself or how you present yourself, just even through messages. I don't know, I just have this personal way of reading the way people talk, or, you know, or when they walk up, like I could say, oh, this is a baseball coach, or this is an athlete right here, you know. That's one thing I feel like I have an eye for, you know, I have a feel for. So, like, anytime they want to come in, I tell them, come in, come talk to me, let's see what you talk about. It's as easy as putting on a glove with you, or seeing how you put your glove on, or seeing how you walk, you know, or how you throw a ball, or how you present like a hitting instruction, you know. So I look at that and I'm like, okay, this dude or this lady knows what she's talking about. So it's one of those things, man. It just come talk to me. Let's see, you know, and we'll go from there.
Well, if you need a hockey coach, my boy right here, right, Jay? He ain't never played no hockey. Nah, that's cool, bro. When I was younger, me and Justin, we used to play basketball. We used to hoop a lot. I played football as well. I think, Joe, did you play sports? Or you played football, didn't you?
No. I didn't play sports. Wasn't a sports person. The only reason is I know what he's gonna do. I'm gonna say, hey, bro, yeah, I played a little football. And he's like, yeah, you just play ass back.
No.
What's ass back? Get your ass back. I know this guy so long. I already know this
I
joke.
was not even gonna say that, but that's funny. You said it yourself. Though.
But man, dude,
so,
also, dude, I love the Alpha One lifestyle, bro. It's like, dude, it's so family oriented. It's amazing, dude. I really see you having a major future, and I know that dream is gonna be reality. It's not even a dream. It's
Just don't forget about us when you
bound to
blow
be
up,
happening.
bro.
Man, that's one thing I tell my wife every day, man. I tell her, it's like, nothing's gonna change me. I'm gonna be the same person. I've had money, I've lost money, I've, borrowed money, I've lent money, but at the same time, man, I'm the same person. You know what I mean? And I don't see, ain't nothing. There's nothing that I've seen the struggle. I don't judge. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel I'm still gonna walk around in the same places as I feel. You know what I mean? At Alpha One, I make sure everybody feels like family and not just a number. You know,
and God blessed all of us, and that's the thing. You know, we should never take that for granted, and that's why I love what y'all do in the morning when y'all are listening to worship music and stuff like that. Because He's the one who deserves the praise first, right?
Oh yeah, man. So. That's it. He gave us the chance and the opportunity to get up, man. You know, there's sometimes he just giving us that opportunity to get to the facility on a drive. You know, that's something you got to be thankful for. The little things, man. When you're thankful for all that little things, it goes a long way.
So you got the thought, you had that going, and then you're starting to figure out, okay, where's my location? So when it all started in the beginning, how'd you pick the place you are at, and where you at right now?
So I stay. I'm located 8024 Hall Road. I'm right off the Beltway, in between Pearland Parkway and Telephone. So originally, I would say this building manager that I originally was trying to get was across it, right in front of Dobie High School, right? But they knew I was a new business, and they knew they were trying to get the most out of me, and I was trying to do everything I could to get that location because it was for baseball. It was right in front of Dobie. You know, I got a great following in the community, and it got to a point, man, where this guy, every time he would come at me with, oh, well, we can't do this because you need to do this. Like, he did me a favor by prolonging it and not and keep trying to get more out of me, because I got to a point where I was just like, nah, you know what? You're trying to take advantage of me. So you know what? He was like, all right, well, you'll be back. Right? So same day, I just drove around and I seen that building, called them. Next day, we locked it in, and here that's
easiest 1, 2, 3.
From right there, did you decide like you already had your mindset? I'm doing boxing and baseball.
No, it was what am I gonna do with this extra space? So it just kind of going on from 1 to 1. I knew I went back to, all right, who are my son's best coaches? What can I do, and how can I offer an opportunity for them to grow with me? You know, because like I said, I pride myself on my son's coaches, because not only did I shape him up, but the other coaches around him that I brought to him shaped him up. Man, my son, you know, his game speaks for himself. You know, a lot of people know him. You know, and especially in sports. You know, they know who Arius is. But whenever that space came about, it was like, what am I gonna do? So the next best thing was like boxing. I got fighters that I could bring over here, get them to train, open up space. You know, I had 3,000 square feet of empty space and a boxing ring set right in the middle. You know, and doing that also, it was like it brought people in there who never got to be inside of ring, so they could go work out and they could sit in that ring, and it's a different feel. You know what I mean? You're like, damn, is this what it feels like at the gym? You know,
honestly, like the boxing right in the middle, and it's obvious, right? It's like a good centerpiece for your gym, dude. It's
a landmark, man.
Yeah, hey, if you never been in a boxing ring, Joe, like legit, the floor is like a little bit almost cushiony, and it got a little bounce to it. It felt good, man.
Yeah.
I felt good. I've been I've been doing this for the young bucks who weren't trying to come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, it's So it started right there on Blackhawk, man. They shut me down, but they shut me down for the best. You know what I'm saying? So I take it
for a reason, bro.
Yeah, you know. So it happens. You know what I mean? So and the landlords over there, you know, because I'm leasing out the building, but you know I'll be there for 3 years or so, whatever. I feel like I'll be out of there soon. You know what I mean? Because I'm growing. And, you know, that's only with the grace of God, you know what I mean? I'm following his plan, you know what I'm saying? So it's, everything happens for a reason, you know what I mean? Something told me that I should not be at that place, that I'm supposed to be bigger than that. So I grew that place before I even got in there. So I was like, hey, you did me a favor, guy. You know what I mean? And I go drive by that place all the time, and it's still empty.
It's still empty.
Is it really?
It's still empty.
Damn.
Yeah, so, I mean, it is what it is. It's going to stay empty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's cool, man.
That's what's up. Like you said, God got a plan for all of us, man, and that's just what it is.
So amazing to see God's work, like literally in front of you, and He blesses the good people and those who work hard, and It's amazing, bro. It really is.
Yeah. And so how many boxing because I know we train. How many boxing coaches do y'all have there currently?
So I have Manny Lazoya, and then I have my Jarek. Jarek's another fighter in there, man. He's a great dude, man. He's been my most loyalist boxer. He was in there. He was probably my first member in there, man. And I had another coach that was in there before that brought Jarek over, and he had some health issues and stuff, so he had to step away. But Jarek stayed there and been grinding it out, man. And shout out to Jarek too, man. I can't do it without you either. He's a great dude, man. He looks out, man. He grinds with us. So he was a boxer at another gym, man, and he was just like, man, this is home right here. This feels like home. This is cleaner. This is a cleaner environment. This is all these other boxing gyms around. Not down talking a lot of them, but it's like put together stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like it keeps a clean environment over there where they keep up with their equipment. We keep up with our equipment and stuff like that. So they get the 24-hour access. My boxers do. They got the go up there whenever they have that insomnia kicks in and they can't sleep. Go sweat it out. Like that. So, now Jarek and Manny are my aces in the holes, man.
Somebody don't know how to sign up. How do they sign up at your gym? What are we doing there?
You can go. I have on my sites. I have my webpage. It's www.alpha1athletics.net. All my plans and pricings are on there. So at any point, you can, even if I don't answer or somebody don't, you can go click on the web link. It's as easy as pressing the tab, and it'll direct you itself. So.
I think the first time we went, me and Justin, I think we worked out that day. When y'all had y'all open
gym.
Yeah, it was that open gym, and tried out the whole rope thing.
Oh yeah, man, that rope thing is harder than it looks, man.
Man, it definitely is, man. My son wanted the one to do it, and he called me out on it, man. So I got up there. I get up there, man. He was like, "Oh, you can't get over. I got a broken finger still, but I got up there with it." So.
Oh, dang.
I ain't gonna lie, I think I could do it, but I'm scared of heights, so I got to go back down.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's a cool thing, man. I use that as an attraction too, man, because some people go challenge yourself.
Yeah,
go push yourself to the limit. You know what I mean? And that's one thing. Like you said, people get scared of heights. People think that they can't do it. And I say you can do it. You just got to try to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So, overcoming those fears, huh?
Yeah, so that's just one of those things.
That's a break.
Good job, bro.
Hey, it was flowing.
Yeah, going back to just you in general coaching all the kids. Do you ever get some hard kids that are just a little bit difficult? I'm not trying to
Man, honestly,
you don't have to name
I ain't gotta name nobody, but it's like,
man, it's really never the kids, man. It's majority of the time it's the parents' pride.
Really?
Yeah, like the kids, I know how to deal with kids. I got the patience for them,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's more the parents, everybody wants their kid to be great. Everybody wants them, this and that, it's all love. But, sometimes they got to let a coach be a coach and just kind of sit back and know that me as a coach, I got the best interest out for the kid. You know what I mean? I will never set up a kid for failure. I'm going to set them up for success.
Right,
As a coach, that's what we do. But I mean, I get some tough kids that can be off the wall, bounce around, but you just got to learn how to channel that energy. If you see a kid that's just all over the place, get them to go run. You know what I mean? Go do drills with them that are going to make them get tired to be like,
tuck them out a little bit.
You know what I mean? And then you get them, But I mean, as a coach, you got different tactics for different kids, So I've just kind of learned the tricks of the trade as I went. You know what I mean? I don't ever shut down kids. I work with a lot of kids. Some are more focused than the other. But just never really came across a kid that I could not have changed, that I can't change.
I coached my son's basketball squad. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was funny because I kind of got thrown into it. I didn't sign up to be a basketball coach or anything. Their original coach never showed up, and we're standing in a room full of parents. They're like, okay, we need somebody to step up as a coach. Who's stepping up? And I'm looking around like, who's going to step up? And
Brucey's time to shine.
no, it was Brucey's time to shine. You think you're better than me now? No, it was a bunch of women around us, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, they all look kind of turned around and looked at me. I'm the only man at the basketball game, and I'm like, I was like, damn, I'm the only man here. I'm the only father here. So I was like, I'll be the coach then. And then me and my brother used to hoop all the time. So it was kind of like I'm just It's all right. You know, it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And I end up stepping up with him. I did notice, you know, when I'm we started this and I'm practicing with the kids and stuff like that. I was starting to become a little harder on my son than I was on the rest of the kids. Do you feel like that's is that just kind of like us being impatient, or what is that? What do you think?
Man, honestly, I feel bad for my son sometimes.
You have to.
Hey,
Is it because you can't say anything to the other kids, or is it
I
because
use my-
know your own son's potential?
Well, one, I know what my son can do. Everybody knows what my son can do. You know,
Right.
there's no hiding it. You know, he works his ass off for where he's at. You know, but he has little room for error with me because I show him and I use him as an example. You know, the way I treat or talk to him, I can't talk to these other kids like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I put these kids on edge because, you know, like, oh crap, you know, he barely messed up, and I'm over here messing up a lot. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I don't shoot his confidence down, you know, stuff like that. But I keep him humbled. I tell him like, hey, when we're at practice, you know, you have to be a leader. You know, he's not even the captain of my team. I tell him like, you know, like, hey, you have to earn that role still as my son, or even as the stud on the team or whatever. You still have to earn that role, and that's not something you can tell just any kid to go on and be a captain. You know, it's earned, you know what I mean? And any kid on my team could be the captain of it. But, you know, he has the potential to, but he has to figure it out, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things, man. He gets used as an example. You know, I'm good. I would say, you know, I'm pretty good at what I do as a coach, you know. That's where this all came about. But he, as being my son, you know, he's gonna get a little bit more than all the other kids are.
Yeah.
And it's not showing no favoritism towards him. You know, he earned this spot. He earns his play. You know, he's a big part of his team. You know, just as much as the other kids are. But he has, like I said,
He takes some heat.
He takes that heat. Like if a kid's messing up and I want to tell that kid something, don't let my son mess up because you're about to get it. You know what I mean? So
You gotta get his y'all.
yeah. So
No, I think that's good. You know, my son had asked me at one point. He's like, I didn't start him one game. It was like the beginning of the season. I didn't start him in the game, and he was like, hey, I thought I was gonna start. And I was like, why'd you think that? He says, well, I think he assumed because he's my son that I was gonna start him. I said, I'm starting the best players that have been working the hardest. Those are the ones that are playing. I don't play favoritism either.
yeah.
But I am a little bit harder on him, so he did take a lot more heat. Another thing is that, you know, like you said, there's little room for error. I had bought when he started basketball, bought him a basketball court. We're practicing layups all day, dude, just practicing with him. In the middle of the game, he missed easy layups by himself.
Yeah.
It used to drive me nuts, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro, we practice this all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, you're not trying to knock his confidence down. You're just trying to, you know, keep him aware of how good you are, how great you could be, though.
And then on top of that, man, it's you're the coach's kid.
Yeah.
And a lot of people always goes back to it's daddy ball. It's daddy ball. No, it's not daddy ball over here because, you know, we work hard. He works hard and stuff like that.
Is that what they call it, daddy ball?
That's what they call it nowadays, bro. It's
Okay.
daddy ball. You know, and the good thing is it's hard to do that when your kid works hard. You know, when you have a kid that can play, that can ball, you know. So it's he not saying that I have him walking on eggshells because like I tell all my kids, I train y'all, I practice. So as me as a coach, I during the week, that's where I coach y'all. During the week. When we play on tournaments on the weekend, that's where y'all display me as a coach. I let y'all play y'all's game. This is what we coach y'all during the week. Now y'all go and show everybody what we do at practice, how we do it, and the things y'all are learning, you know. So on the weekends, you really won't hear me screaming at the kids or anything like that. It's more of I don't scream at them first off, but like I give them more room for errors during the game because, you know, it's a game, you know, but I don't get mad at them for errors. It's more of mental stuff, like not knowing what to do, you know, like not holding the ball or stuff like that. Errors are going to happen. I tell them we're going to fail. We're not going to be perfect. It's baseball. Baseball is one of the hardest sports, especially hitting. But the errors, that all comes from the week and stuff like that, preparing ourselves for the weekend. You know what I mean? So I think that's where a lot of the championships come, you know, because I let them be them. and I prepare them for what's to come. And how I built their confidence is, if you know an instructions to a game, nobody can tell you how to play it, right? So I make sure that they know the full instructions of the game, the ins and outs, the tricks of the trades, you know what I mean? So I mentally prepare them for it. And when we get to that game, it's like, who can tell you how to play when you already know how to play? You know what I mean? So you're just learning as you go. And
it's almost like that knowledge is power, you know. You learn that, and you can continue to work hard off of that, right?
Yeah, so it's like, I prepare them. I teach them how to pre-plan your play. Like, know what you're going to do with the ball before the ball comes to you. Stuff like that, just life general lessons, because not only do I teach them the game, but I teach them how it goes back to life lessons, you know what I mean? So it's preparing them for what's to come, you know what I mean? Like, not setting them up for failure, like, I'm gonna send you out to war, but this is how you're gonna go to war. Be prepared. Prepare yourself for a hard hit ball to come at you. Prepare yourself for a high pop up. Know how to move your feet. Just little things like that.
Learn all aspects of the game.
So don't get stuck in quicksand, not knowing what to do.
Right.
So that's where you'll see me get upset with them, is when the mental block hits. Like, hey, we don't have time for those errors like that. Like, this is what we do. This is how we challenge ourselves. This is how we're better, is knowing the ins and outs, knowing what we're gonna do before it even happens. Know what the next play is. Don't just get stuck on that last play. Baseball is one of those games where you gotta turn the page. You know what I mean? So I just try to get them headstrong, really, because it's a lot of mental. You know what I mean? And you got the parents screaming at them sometimes because they know, oh, well, he's getting an opportunity now. And sometimes, man, it happens, your kid finally gets that opportunity, and then they go and they make an error, a bonehead error, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, crap, he's never going to play again. But they see the reactions from the parents, and they're like, brings them all down sometimes. Yeah. So it's teaching them to turn the page, preparing them for the worst, you know what I mean? Showing them how to battle back and how not to give up, keeping their spirits up and stuff like that. But come game time, man, I let them play. My coaching is done during the week. So that's just how I am towards my kids.
That's good. That's good, man. Awesome. And I've seen some stuff on on the internet, on TikTok or whatever. Man, some of them umpires, you ever seen that, Joe? They take some heat too by their parents.
Oh, they do, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, man.
Almost like that. Just about, y'all probably got a little piece of that with being a referee for dodgeball. But
I saw John on the other side of the sidelines during your dodgeball turn, because John was helping you referee, and there was a point where the guy was like, "Hey, you said that he's out." Oh, he was in. But John called him out, and you actually looked at John. You're like, "John, was he out or was he in?" He turned to me. He looked at me. He's like, "What do I do?"
Oh, Justin made a comment. What'd you say?
I was like, "Hey, man." I was like, "You were giving us all that heat." I was like, "You call him out. You better call him out."
That's why I told him. I looked at him. I said, "Hey, man, you make that call. That's your call."
I told him, like, "Don't be soft now."
But now,
don't be soft
that's
now,
something
man.
I learned though. Like, I had a buddy of mine, Joe Garcia from Hard American Legion.
Yeah,
he was a professional umpire, and he
I
goes,
didn't know that.
He said, "I never made a wrong call. I may have made bad calls, but nobody would ever know because I never went back on my word.
Yeah.
So I never made a wrong call."
No, that's true though, man. So, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm the perfect coach, because the umps will hear it from me. But the thing is I'm vocal, and if I won't get out of line unless you're hurting my kids. If you're taking something away from my kids, because I'm gonna always have my kids back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And when I say my kids, I mean like my whole team, because those are like kids.
That's your squad.
Those are my dogs. Like, I'll grind, I'll go to war with them. You know what I mean? So I always got their back. But now when the umps defeating them because they're lazy and stuff like that, they'll hear a little chirping and stuff like that. I don't try to, you know what I mean? And I always go back to him and say, "Hey, man, this is, I don't want to do that, man, but somebody's got a lot of little fire under you to get you moving and stuff." You know what I mean?
You made me do that.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Why'd you make me do that?
You know I like you, bro. Why you gotta make me do
so it's I give the umps some heat sometimes, but I won't curse at them. I won't do that. I won't. I know the kids are there. You know what I mean? I do it for my kids, my best interest. You know what I mean? And like, it was crazy. Just maybe about a month ago, man. We had some bad umpires, and
What's their names? What's their name?
I couldn't even tell you, but so my kids were down, man. We ended up losing that game, but we had the chance to win the game, and the ump called some bad strikes, I was already fed up with how he was calling his strike zone and stuff like that. They went onto the field the next inning. If we would have scored just one run, we'd have won. Well, we had to go back to went to another inning. Well, that next inning, they blew us out the water. You know, we had the game in the books, right? But the umpire kind of messed us up. Well, the kids were down, out, and whenever we got our final 3 outs, I caught them up here and I said, look, guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. I love y'all. I'm proud of y'all. Finish this game strong. Coach Joe's about to get thrown out this game. Hey, I was like, they were like, bro, I'll tell you one thing, man. Hey, all my kids, all my boys were like, for real? All right, coach. I was like, y'all go finish this game strong. I'm going to go show this umpire he's not going to do y'all like this. Man, the kids' spirits got uplifted, man. They went out and tried to finish the game. They came up short, but to see that the kids
Why'd you do that shit earlier?
Yeah. So to see the kids see that I had their back and the reaction that they were like, okay, coach, we got you. And their spirits were just uplifted. You know what I mean? They were kind of, even though it might have been not a great route to go, but just to show the kids, you know, like, hey, I got y'all's back. You know what I mean?
You said it earlier. It's about passion, right?
Yeah.
It's about passion. You showing them the love for the game, too.
So I went and I gave, let the umpire know, like, hey, if you're going to come do this job, do it right. You know what I mean? You're doing it for a living, do it right. That's one thing I said.
Hey, bro, I got a boxing ring in my facility whenever you're ready, my boy.
So, but man, I ended up chirping this ear out. He finally had enough, man. I was really trying to get thrown out right then and there, but he was letting me talk. So I was like, just throw me out already. You know what I mean? But the more time you give me, the more stuff I'm gonna have to say. So
hey, you swing on me real quick, bro.
Yeah. So I will never get to the point where I'm kicking dirt and stuff at nobody. But I had to let him feel me, man, because one thing I can say is that after that next game, he started moving around because the coaches after me, I didn't do it just for us, but I did it for the next coaches because if nobody says something, man, it's just going to be like, oh, they're here to collect a check. But once you light that fire on them, sometimes, man, it goes deeper than just us. You know what I mean? It's for the next one. So, but man, I will never forget that day when I told my kids, like, hey, Coach Joe's about to get thrown out. And they were like, for real, coach? And man, they got excited, man. And I was still on the outside of the fence, man, but they got a little spark. They had a little hope. And even though we ended up losing the game, man, they were more excited about us regrouping at the end of the game and talking about what just happened, So it was I feel bad for those umpires, but sometimes, man, it comes with the.
That's good. You're holding them accountable, and that's all part about raising kings and molding kings, because it's not just the youth; it's other people like us. Like we talk about all the time, where it's always growth. We're always learning. That's why we call it Kings Under Construction, because we'll never stop growing and we always learn from each other. With that being said, man, if you could give any advice to someone maybe 18 and up, about that's having struggles with structure, struggles with weight loss, or struggles with just anything as far as getting motivated, what do you recommend?
Man, one thing I can say, I was thinking about this on the way over here. One thing I can say, man, is if I can tell a younger me back then, like in high school and stuff, is the friends you hang around with now, man, won't always be there. Those friends sometimes, honestly, are temporary. You know what I mean? Like that same group of friends, when it's time, when you struggle, or when you get older, there's that same group of crowds not going to always ride with you. They're not always going to be
that all the time.
Things change, man. I'll tell you one thing, man. One thing I can say about myself, everybody fucks with Joe. Everybody links up with me. Everybody knows me. I know the good, the bad, whatever. It is what it is. But everybody, is cool with me. I don't ever put no bad vibes out there. But
except that umpire.
Yeah, except for that umpire. But it's one thing I can say is like that same group of friends that I had back then that I wanted to be on that in crowd and wanted to be like, oh, I have to be at that party, or I wanted to go do this, or I want to be just like them, or man, those same people, man, now, or who I thought were day ones and stuff like that, aren't the same people that got memberships at my gym.
Hey, you know what? I was just talking about that day. It's crazy, and it's maybe I noticed it more when I started my own business. The closest people to you will be the ones who don't support you. It's crazy. And then the strangers support you.
More, man, and that's one thing I was gonna say, man. It's like, they support, the people that I have around, they support in their own way. But you know what I mean, like if
kind of doing the minimal.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's like it is what it is. But like if I could tell younger me, don't give so much of your energy to the people that are around you right now. Use that energy to start your foundation for what you want to do or where you want to go. Because you putting that energy in them, you're not going to get that same energy back.
So,
and I learned that.
So let me ask you a question. You know, like now that you got your own gym, you know, and everything, you have them like old friends and family members or anything that you probably haven't talked to come and ask for a discount and stuff like that?
Man, I get that all the time, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit, honestly, I'm making a living off of strangers. You know what I'm saying? Like people that just bought into what I'm doing. I couldn't even tell you one of my friends that do have a membership at my facility. Honestly. Wow. And it's crazy. And you know, I know that they come by, they're there, you know, but I
was actually going to ask for a discount today on the show.
But you know, it's not calling none of them out. It's just being honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know, they show their support in certain ways, but membership wise, if we're talking membership that is actually like, hey, let me just donate the $25 for a membership. You know what I mean? Even if it's just reoccurring, you know what I mean?
Is that what it is, or what is the membership now?
So, you know, I went, you know, it's $25 for a month for a gym membership there, and I usually offer that gym membership to the parents. That usually goes to the parents of the kids that I train, so that I made it convenient for everybody to get better. You know, while their kids getting better, they got the opportunity to go spend an hour in the gym and work, and that's every time they come in.
Oh, that's pretty cool, because that way while the kids are training, they got, you know, they don't have to like leave. They be like, hey man, you know, get your workout in. We're kind of babysitting type of thing. Get your workout, get your health up.
Yeah,
you know?
so and it does something for a kid to see that, oh, my parents are over there working out. You know what I'm saying? So I made it convenient for everybody. So what I did was take the excuses away. You know what I mean? Take all the excuses away. Like, why can't you? I don't have time. Your kids over there got time.
You're just sitting there.
You're just sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? So I took those excuses away.
Sit right here on this bike and just
that's all you gotta do. Go walk on a treadmill. You know what I mean? So it's it's a start. You know, but strangers, man. You know, I mean, those are ones right now that keeping things afloat and stuff like that.
Believe it or not, brother, like that is like a lot of my big support. You know, me and my wife, we have a real estate business, and it's the most random people will call us for business, and the ones that you think are going to support you, they really don't.
And the same people I've been having, you know what I mean? And it's not, like I said, they all do their part, you know, in certain things or whatever. But you'll be surprised, like, how many actual, in my membership list, are friends that I grew up with or that I've known.
People that you thought were,
you know what I mean?
I mean, even us starting this whole King Under Construction thing, you know what I mean? Like, you got some family members that go, you know, to our events, but a lot of it is just friends.
Yeah, man.
We were literally talking
people
about
that you wouldn't even know, you know, like would have came.
And it's crazy, you know what I mean? It's not. I love my family, I love my friends and stuff like that. But we're speaking truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what it is, you know. But to tell the youth, a younger me, is don't invest too much time on the people that are around you at that moment, because life goes on and bigger and better things are to come, and people deviate from what you thought y'all had because they have families and stuff like that. So what I would tell like the younger is just to start a foundation. Don't get sucked into that life of being that popular crowd, you know, stuff like that. To the kids that struggle with, you know, weight loss and stuff like that, you know, cut out the habits, you know, really digest what you feel like, why you feel unhealthy or what you can do. Don't just think about it, just do it. You know what I mean? It's as easy as, hey, oh, well, you know, I'm gaining weight. Well, what did you eat all week? Or where are you going? Are you going to fast food restaurants? Are you going out to eat? Are you eating snacks all day? Like, if you know the problem, you know, you got a conscience. You know what I mean? That conscience is going to tell you.
Most of the time, anybody doing anything negative with, you know, working out, we all know the problem, right? Like, we already know. It just it really depends on if you want to admit that problem, right? Like, do you want to admit that you're eating unhealthy or you're just lazy?
Yeah.
You know, some people are straight up lazy.
To me, it's all about discipline.
Yeah.
You know, like if your mind's right, then you can get anything done.
Yeah.
Whether that's eating right, whether that's actually waking up and going to the gym, telling yourself you're going to the gym and actually getting up and doing it. You know, like telling yourself I'm going to meal prep this week and actually fucking do it.
Hey, bro, look, it's not, and that discipline ain't always going to be there. I mean, that motivation ain't always going to be there. It does take discipline. This week, we've been going to the gym. I got a full-time job. I also do real estate, and we have Kings Under Construction. We do a podcast.
Yeah.
If anybody knows about busy, it's me. It took discipline for me to wake up.
Yeah.
My girls don't even get up until they see me get up.
Leading by example.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is exactly why I say that. Like what you said earlier, like it's almost like a challenge because I told them I was going to do something. And I don't want to be a man of all talk.
Yeah.
So, and I have to be a leader. If I'm going to tell everybody, hey, bro, work out. Hey, bro, be the best you can be. How am I going to say that and then, me not being the best me I can be?
Just pointing fingers and pointing directions.
I ain't trying to do that, bro. I ain't trying to do that. You got to lead by example at the end of the day, and that's what you're doing. And that's exactly what you're doing, bro. And I love that, man. And just going back to, your father, he played a big role in your life, huh?
Yeah, big, man. I mean, it was always tough love, man. So tough that where he came from and, how he was raised, I can tell that love was hard to say.
Was he born here or?
Yeah, he was born here.
Okay.
All his family is from El Salvador and stuff like that. But it was like tough love, My parents had me when they were 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I was young, you know what I mean? So I grew up with them.
So when your dad passed away, he was kind of young too.
He was 46.
Yeah,
so
our dad passed away at 43. So
I was 31 when he passed away. So, and he was young, but it was always tough love, man. It was hard to say that I love you word. We felt it. I felt it. Mm-hmm. The only time those words ever came out was on New Year's or, Christmas and stuff like that. It was tough just to say, hey, Dad, I love you. You know what I mean? It was just tough love, but I knew that love was there, and I still know it. I don't regret anything about it. It took time for me to really understand, the way he would show his love and stuff like that, so.
So growing up, I mean, as a kid, did you find that as did you know that it was tough love, or did you man, why is he so hard on me, or
I knew it never really clicked to me because he was always there. So him being present was enough because I knew he was the one taking me to the games with my mom. He was the one working to buy me the things I needed for the sports. He was just there, you know what I mean? So having him present I felt it, you know what I mean? Always being there. So it was kind of one of those things that I felt it, because his presence, So it took a while, I knew that he struggled, getting the same love from his parents and stuff, even though he loved them and was always there and stuff like that. They were always there. Just kind of as we grew, it kind of that love started, we started getting close, more being able to say it, more than anything. So.
And for men, it's just hard to say that. My dad didn't really tell me too much, but for me, it's I see my kids, I'll tell them I love them every day, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I tell them I love them every single day. I may lay down and then I forgot to tell my kids I love them, so I get back up. Hey, I love y'all. I'm about to go to bed, and I have to. It's something that they may not see me tomorrow. I may, and the same thing with them. Anything can happen. I think it's very, very important for a man to be present and to tell your kids you love them,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, growing up, like you said, your dad was always present, and so with your mom, you said, right?
Yeah, my mom's always there. Shout out to my mom too, man. She put up with me through this whole time. She's
probably number one support too.
My number one support, man. I can always go to her, but I try to be there more for her than she can for me. But for sure. I know that deep down, I got her, you know what I mean? So I love you, Ma. It's been good. I mean, I've had great parents, like I said, I am my parents' kid, I say that I'm my father's son, but at the same time, I'm my mother's son too, She's great. Does everything. I know the past couple of years has been struggle, you know what I mean? With everything. They were together since they were in 8th grade, you know what I mean? So
that's wild, yeah.
So actually, I think it was probably 6th or 7th grade. They've been together for a while, bro. So they didn't 9th grade, they dropped out. They had me. I remember the first apartment we stayed in, it was young, by Austin High School, 4630 Clay. That's the one. I went to Land Trip Elementary. I remember all the good things. The good thing is that ever since he passed, man, I let go of all the bad that I used to hold on to, like the ass whoopings and stuff like that, the things that he used to discipline me, how he disciplined me, I let that go and started cherishing the good stuff that I remember. You know what I mean? So
sometimes as men though, and boys becoming, man, we do need that tough love though. He gave you some tough love, and same thing. I give my kids tough love, bro.
Man, and it built me who I am today. Like I can honestly say, like without that structure, without that presence, without him, like probably wouldn't have got nowhere. You know, and him losing him elevated me. Like I tell some of my friends, like, you know, Optimus Prime, you know, like whenever he was down and out, I'm Optimus, right? When he needed to get souped up, he got all those extra body parts, right?
Yeah.
And he won, right? The same way. The day my dad died, this day I souped up. You know, I had no turning back. When he was gone, I gained so much strength. I had no, like, it was like automatic. You know what I mean? It was one of those things that my chest just stuck out because I had no room to weep. I had no room to feel sad, to feel like nothing like was gonna go good for me, you know, because in my eyes, you know, I had got to share 31 years of my life with him. You know, 31 years. My brother and sister only got 14, 13. I'd be selfish to not be more there for them and to show them that I'm sad, that I'm weeping, that I'm down. So the day he went, I was like, I had to step up. I had to step up. I had to be that rock. You know what I mean? So,
and I think like your younger brother. I know you said he was older than you. I think he looks up to you like that, huh?
Yeah,
like,
it's tough love, man.
I can definitely tell.
It's tough love with me and him. We always bicker. We always fight.
You just gotta get him in that ring a couple times.
And my mom won't let him, man. My mom babies him sometimes, man. You know, but that's the baby. That's the baby,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's
you know, how many is it of y'all? It's
it's
three, all right?
It's three. It's my baby brother, my little sister, and I.
Yeah. So I'm also, you know, I'm a big brother too, man. So I get your point of view of all that. When my dad passed away, it was almost like, all right, Rob, now you got to step up. Like, ain't no time for crying, ain't no time for none of that. Yeah. You know, and I think a lot of my family and a lot of my family looked up to me for a little bit. When my dad passed away, how old were you, Jay?
I think it was 9 or 10.
He was 10 and I was 18. I had just turned 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And dude, literally like maybe like a month and a half later, I found out that we were gonna have, me and my wife were gonna have it. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. We were gonna have a child, which is my daughter, the one you see in the ring with us.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, she made me grow up quick. You know, I told her, I was like, if it wasn't for you, I don't know where I'd be, because you kind of changed my life. After my dad, I started going down the wrong path. And with her, it's like, all right, now you need to get together. So I understand a lot of your story and where you're coming from, because my kids are my motivation, like yours, dude.
Man, it was that a lot of my family would be like, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to cry, you know. Of course, yeah, you know, don't get me wrong, when I'm alone or whatever, I have my emotional times, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I don't, you know. I'm human, you know what I mean? That's my father, that's my rock, you know what I mean? But to show it to show sadness to them to my mom and them, you know, is something that I could not do. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got to see best of both worlds from my dad. The good and the bad and the good, you know, coming from nothing, coming from not having nothing to bringing his name up in the refineries as a project manager, a superintendent and stuff like that. I got to embrace the struggle and the good out of it. You know what I mean? And all they really got to see was kind of the good. You know, they didn't get to see the hardworking man that he was or where he came from and stuff like that. So it was one of those things, man, that I felt like I would be selfish to weep and to not let them and not be there for them. You know what I'm saying? So. It still sucks, man. That shit, it still hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's times where, like, I mean, you already accomplished so much, and you got so much more coming. It sucks that, you know, like, man, he missed this. He's not gonna see what I got, but he's watching you, bro.
Man, I'll tell you one thing, man. I when I'm in there alone, bro, I'll be moving around in there and, you know,
thinking about him,
picking up balls like in the turf for football, and I'm like, damn. We used to throw football, man. I wish you were here to throw it. And I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I'll throw it. You know, just pretending he would be right there. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things, man. It's tough. You know
Man,
what
that
I'm saying?
hurts. Yeah, I get.
Yeah. Man, I was thinking about that the other day because our dad actually passed away on Cinco de Mayo. Like his birthday was on May 3rd,
And your event was Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, crap, man.
You know, so that was one of the big things I was thinking about. I'm like, that day I was thinking, man, he didn't get to see me do much. I was 9 or 10 years old. Like I was still in elementary.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't get to see me grow up, graduate. You know, he didn't get to meet my daughter. He didn't get to do any of that with me. He didn't get to go to one of my games, nothing. Yeah. You know, it's crazy, but it just made me want to be better, you know, for my daughter, my kids. And, you know, like it just made me want to be healthier for them.
Sure.
So I could see them grow up. You know, I can be the father that he didn't get the chance to see.
It definitely shaped me up. It, like I said, it suited me up like in a different level because I stopped taking things for granted. Because from one day to the next, man,
It's an eye opener, man.
It things can change, man, and that's why I say I try to be grateful for everybody. I try to keep a good relationship with everybody. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I don't argue here and there with family or stuff like that. That I see eye to eye on everything we do. No, you know,
You're not though. You know.
You know, so it's there's problems, there's struggles and stuff like that. But biggest thing is that, you know, I just remind myself this time last year I was on unemployment. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just scraping. You know what I'm saying? And it just like
Isn't that the most time where you're like questioning yourself too? Like, damn, where the hell am I going, bro?
You know, so it was kind of like I was scraping by and stuff, man. I had to make a leap. I had to make a jump, you know, so make things work and didn't look back. You know what I'm saying? I know that he's walking with me. Like he's not there physically, you know what I'm saying? But
You feel it.
I know that there's days where shit ain't going right, but something just happens and it's like, shit. He's listening. He's right there. You know, he's moving things around. You know, him and the man above, the Lord's just, you know, I thank him too. I thank both of them. You know, I know I got both of them on my side, you know. Amen. And we're walking with both of them, man. It's just like, shit, don't go against me. Don't go, you know, that's what I tell people right now. Like, I feel this power that it's inside me right now, this extra peace that don't go against the grain. Like, I don't go against it. I don't go against what's in front of me. I don't go, hey, if it's there, it's supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's I know he's walking with me, and that's why I tell people, like, if you're not for me, hey, you're gonna find your way out, because he's pushing you out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. It's just like
God knows what you need. He's gonna put the sources in front of you all the time.
Hey, he brought y'all to me, man, and honestly, well, I feel like he brought me to y'all. However it goes, man. But nah, I've been, you know, I've kept up with a lot of y'all, man, and as soon as y'all asked me, I felt honored to come on here, you know, because I feel like we're in the same, going towards the same path. You know, we got the same goals. You know, we're
intentions.
Yeah,
behind,
the good intentions
behind the men in general that we know. Everything,
you know, because like in talking about intentions, you know, like, you know, one thing I've learned, man, is not to force your blessings. You know, like don't go have good intentions about what you do. Don't go say you're gonna go do something so something good can happen to you. You know, you got to be pure. You know what I mean? If you're going to go out there and try to be good because it's inside you. You know, don't be like, oh, I'm going to go buy this for these people so I can hopefully get something in return later. You know what I mean? Go out there, be pure about your intentions, and your blessings will come.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man, that I started doing, man. I stopped trying to force my blessings and saying, hey, I'm going to go be good. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. You know, I kind of just like let it come. And when that time comes, you know, like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a person that, you know, every homeless person was a drug addict. You know, not every person is, you know, and I found that out. Well, there was one guy that I was judging that lived on Edgebrook, that he was on the corner every time, man. And come to find out, you know, he ended up passing out by a bar that I was hanging out at, and found out that same guy was a doctor. He had all the money in the world, comes from a rich family, but his wife and kids were murdered, right? So it's like I'm over here judging this guy that's right here, and I'm thinking he's a drug addict, right? And come to find out, this man lost everything. He had all the money, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that right there changed my perspective on all homeless people. We don't know their story. I'm not saying that you know, some are lazy, some, you know, it is what it is, but I don't pass that judgment anymore. You know what I mean? If I feel like, let me help this guy out, I'm not going to hesitate. You know, I'm just going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. Don't judge a book by its cover, but little
And
things
it's
like
not
that.
even, and that's the thing. It's not. And I used to do the same thing, bro. I used to be like, man, why, just get a job or something like that. It's not our place anyway to be judging anyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, God's the one who's judging all of us, even when we're judging. So
So-
it's not our place.
Yeah.
I want to say, being talking about this father thing coming up, it's I believe it's real. You need to have a male figure in your house. You need kids need to be raised with their fathers. I see so many kids nowadays they don't have fathers anymore. And I'm trying to understand and grasp this concept. Maybe it's society nowadays. What would you think?
Of course. I agree that you have to have a father figure or a male figure. I talked about this before, and the American Legion helped me grow up. Of course, my dad was there. Yes, my dad worked a lot. So I want to say, first 16 years of my life, my dad was always working double shift, triple shifts. I didn't see him because we didn't have very much. My dad did what it took to put food on the table. He went from being a high school dropout to he was illiterate, but he taught himself how to read, taught himself how to do math. He actually taught himself to be a lead maintenance man, because back in the 90s, if you're a lead maintenance man, you got free rent, but you had to live on the premises and work 24 hours, on call.
And y'all did?
Yeah, we did.
Oh wow,
we did. A lot of people don't know that about my dad.
You grew up on Edgebrook too, though, huh?
Yeah, I grew up on Edgebrook. Yep, and but like I said, man, my dad did whatever it took for us to survive, and that missing a lot of birthdays, missing a lot of holidays. So it was really cool. So when my dad finally got older and more settled in and established, I spent a lot of time with my dad. It was really cool, real fun. And of course, my dad sick, he's handicapped, he had a stroke, or brain aneurysm, and it's so crazy because we talked about your parents not saying they don't love you, or your father not saying you love you. Because I didn't know my dad, I didn't know the hard love, tough love. So I was a bit selfish on that part of it. And my dad was really hard on us, and I didn't realize it until after he had his brain aneurysm. And that was the first time he ever told me, hey, man, I just want you to know, boy, I love you. We talk to each other every day now. Every day, He's bedridden, so I talk to him every day. But like I said, man, my dad is my biggest hero, and he's also my biggest supporter. I love him to death. But also, like I said, the American Legion, they taught me I have multiple moms, I have multiple dads. Because those men, man, they went through war, and they showed me what it's like to be a man.
Yeah.
To hold yourself accountable, to show that you're not in this world for you, you're in this world for other people.
So there was somebody there kind of guiding you and telling you these things.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to have that, right?
Oh yeah, because honestly, if I didn't have that, we grew up together. We were making some really dumb decisions. We didn't make the best decisions.
I think it was you. I was just following. I think it was you. I was following along.
I like to think I'm Rob's keeper sometimes.
Yeah.
You're a little bit older than me, bro. I was looking up to you.
You're my father figure.
That's right.
And like I said, that's why kind of me and Rob are so close, because we did make a lot of dumb mistakes in life, but
It's wild now.
we learn from it, and we're constantly evolving and learning from it, and yeah, I'm blessed.
and they say 1 out of 3 homes now are actually fatherless, like they're not being raised by fathers, and that's crazy thought for me, because me and Justin were actually raised by our mother. Our father lived in Galveston. We lived on Edgebrook. We lived on there. Every apartment complex down there, dude.
Edgebrook Apartments.
Yeah, dude. We lived at
single
Edgebrook
one,
with every single one, bro. I'm not even lying. We moved a lot. My mom did exactly what she had to do to make it work for us. We didn't have much. She went to school. She was a single mom. She was really busting her ass trying to make it work for us. And it was just me and my brother most of the time, right? Mm-hmm. He was like my little sidekick all the time. We were always going to hoop.
Robin and Robin?
Yeah, Batman and Robin. He would say he's probably Batman. Nah, but yeah, it took a toll on us, because I felt like it took a toll on me more, because I feel like he had me to look up to and kind of like you said, throw that football with, doing and stuff like that. I didn't have my dad to throw a football with. I didn't have a dad to show me how to hoop, show me how to talk to girls. I ain't really had that,
Yeah.
I wish I did. Did I learn some things from him? Yeah, I did. There was a few things that I saw when he would pick us up, and he kind of showed me. But I knew this. I knew that my kids are coming up now, and I knew that I wanted to be a better father than that. You know, I knew that I had to have and give them more than what I received. And that's why it's so important for me to tell them I love them. And like I told you, being at your gym, bro, and being in the ring, it was very overwhelming for me. Seeing my daughter, and it's because I love her, you know? Like, I love my kids, dude. And I'm in there early in the morning is just this gracious, just being grateful just came over me, you know? And I was just like, thank you, God. Like, I'm literally drenched in sweat. Manny working my ass, you know? But Manny was working me, bro. But, yeah, I mean, it was just so humbling to feel that, you know. I think it's very important, and I think society kind of I just never understood the concept of how could you not be there for your kids.
Man, I don't understand that. You know, like me, I got into a relationship with you know, a woman who has 2 kids already, and she has a son. He's Isaac. He's part of the 9U team.
Good kid. Good kid.
Oh, he's part of the squad. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's a really good kid, man. And you know, like you know, I've kind of taken on that role, stepping up a little bit. You know, like I told her, I was like, hey, like, cause she's kind of hard on him. So I was like, hey, you know, ease up. Let me take that role. You need to take the more affectionate side. Like, he needs your affection. Let me take on that role to like teach him how to be a man, show him what it takes to be a man, show him how he's supposed to treat a woman, show, you know, like show him, you know, like how to use a hammer, how to use a drill, all that.
Yeah.
Like, let me show him them things. And, you know, I take him to practice. I take him to his games. You know, sometimes she can't make the tournaments. I'll take him to tournaments, you know it. And yesterday, we kind of, you know, we're doing something for her for Mother's Day. And
You and Isaac?
Yeah, me and Isaac. So I got his help, and, you know, we did it. And he was like, hey, I just want to say I'm thankful for everything you do for me. And at first I thought he was writing on a card, you know, and then I looked and I was like, what? I was like, you talking to me? And he was like, yeah, I'm talking to you. But I just want to tell you, you know, I'm thankful for everything you do for me. And I was like, you know, I kind of got a little choked up.
Oh, I'd have cried, man. I'd have
I'm
cried.
like, damn. I'm like,
I almost cried for
like,
you.
no,
Man, you better get away from me, man.
Yeah, you're not crying.
You better get away from me with all that sentimental stuff.
Like, you know, but like just hearing that, you know, like I like to be that, you know, I'd love to be that role model for him, you know, to show him, you know, like not like, you know, anyone can step up, you know, just to be there for him is good. You know, it feels good all the way around.
I respect men that step up. You know what I mean? Because it takes a different type of person to step up for
really
another
does,
man's
yeah.
child. You know what I mean? So I respect you, you know, just for that thought. You know what I mean? It's just that, I mean, for doing that, man, it's just.
And I'm going to love them as my own. You
Yeah,
know? Like, I'm
yeah.
going to love the kids as my own. You know, like, there ain't no difference, no nothing. If I got to tell him something, if I feel like he's fucking looking crazy doing something, I'm going to let him know. Like, hey, man, don't be doing that, you know? I'm a little tough on him, too. I try to be.
I try to be, you know, like I said, I had a tough, loving dad, but he was a good one. He was a great one. I try to be that same dad, same coach that he was to me, because he was my first coach. He was, you know, everything that, like I said, he built me this way. You know what I'm saying? So I know being in the coach's life, coach's world, there's kids out there that don't, you know, so me as who I am and how he raised me and how he was to other kids on the teams and stuff, and try to be there, take them in, you know, stuff like that, help them out when they can, you know. And they're not his kids, you know what I mean? But I appreciated it, you know, because I was able to have a father like that, you know what I mean? Not everybody is blessed like that. So what I try to do as a person, as a coach, is do the same thing and give back to those kids that I see that are slipping through the cracks and stuff like that, that don't have that same love, you know what I mean?
You might be that one difference, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You might be that one thing, like 20 years from now, they may be talking on a podcast and they're saying, man, there was one coach. There's one coach. His name was Joe Garcia. He changed my life, man.
So
it wasn't for him.
I try to just be there for them, because, you know, kids are, they're real truthful. They'll say what goes on in their house without even saying. You just got to pay attention to them. And I pay attention to a lot of these kids come and say these parents' problems. I don't say it in front of the parents, but but they be giving up their secrets and stuff, you know. But I pay attention to these kids, man. I got a passion for it, you know. Like I said, I try to be that coach that that stepdad, that friend, that big brother, whatever they need me to be. A true coach is gonna be that, for them. You know what I mean? So
Say my mom and daddy were wrestling in the room yesterday. Yeah, that's what they were doing.
yeah. So I try to be whatever they need me to be. You know what I mean? And that's just like you said, they're not all, everybody's fortunate to have that father that, and I don't know how or why a father can't do it for because I cannot see a day without my kids. You know what I mean? Like.
I just think some fathers are fine with doing the minimal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like especially if you have kids with somebody that doesn't work out, they're fine with just seeing them every other weekend. Then every other weekend
That's
comes
ridiculous.
And even they don't even sometimes they might not even show up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how, man? Like, how can you create a life and then not even care to be in it?
Man,
it sucks. It's sad. But one thing with, growing up is like, my dad wasn't always around. Then he passed away at an early age. So, like I said, he didn't get to see any of my games, see any of that. So that's the reason I want to do that for my kids, Isaac. I want to be there for him. I want to beat all his games. I want to take him to practice. All that. Like, it feels good to do that because I didn't have that.
Yeah, no.
And that kind of goes back to what we had talked about before, breaking those generational chains. A lot of times, their fathers may not have been present, so maybe that's all they know. But I mean, it's
definitely our grandfather was hard on my dad, and he wasn't probably even that loving to him. I knew that for sure. Mm-hmm. So my dad didn't always show that affection either to us. And our dad was a big drinker. He just didn't want to be around. Honestly, that was.
It's
really
crazy to think like that. Like he wasn't that affectionate, but like I feel like I'm a very affectionate person.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. And that might be because you didn't have that though. Everybody reacts differently.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like Joe's situation, his dad passed away. I mean, he could have melted down and hey, that's it, I'm done. Like my dad died. I almost play a victim role, right?
Bro, I had people telling me, "Hey, let's go out and drink. Let's go out and do this. It's okay to go be bad or mourn. It's okay to do that." And but it's not.
Well,
man.
Is that going to get you? Like the problem's still going to be there tomorrow.
I've had all the options to go be bad, go mess up, and I could have gone and done anything. Rob a car, got in trouble, got locked up, and everybody was gonna be like, "Oh, he just lost his dad." Oh, he's only acting out because his dad. We got to give him some leeway. But showing that with even when everything's going against you and bad stuff happens like that, you don't have to go those routes.
Exactly, you overcome all that.
Yeah,
you have integrity instilled into your soul.
And that's the thing. People think that sometimes people think like their life is supposed to go gravy. It's not. It's not. Actually, you learn. You're gonna grow through what you go through. Like it's always. That's the thing. It's like you're going towards a storm or you're in a storm right now. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You still need to figure out a way how to get out of it. And you said it earlier. I'm a person who finds solutions. Not I mean, the problems are gonna come regardless. The problems are gonna come regardless.
Drown your own pity.
That's one thing he's always told me, man. Even when we were in the plants and stuff, he was like, him being a supervisor, he would be like, people would come to him with the problems, and he would not call those people back for work because he needs solutions, So that was something he installed in me, was like, if you have the problem, okay, come address the problem, but come with the solution too, Yeah. So that's one thing that has stuck with me, was like, I need people like that. Okay, hey, this is our problem, but I got the solution at the same time. All right, cool. I just needed the okay to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's a good mentality, though.
And that's just kind of what stuck with me. One of the biggest things that stuck with me with him too is just that little saying right there, man. It's I live by it. I don't want to go be nobody else's problem, man. I want to be everybody's solution. I want to help everybody. I want to try to do the most I can for them. You know what I'm saying? But you can't help everybody, but I'm going to try to. I'm going to try my hardest to do anything and everything I can for you.
I think that's what we do, and we try to help as many people as we can and lead them and push them and guide them. Sometimes people don't want to be led, so you're just like, hey, bro, look, I've done what I could for you, and there's just a lot of people who can play a victim, and play that role.
We go back to like, you can't lead you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I'll give you the tools to help you, but I mean, I can't do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what anything. Going to your gym. I mean, I can buy a membership. Doesn't mean I mean, I have to actually go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't work out for you.
Yeah, I can't work out for you. You're going to have to drive here. You're going to have to put some
Bro, I
effort
got a
in.
membership. Why am I not in shape yet?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know, hey, Joe, you told me I was going to lose weight. Yeah, you actually have to come.
Not swiping the cards like that.
Yeah, you know, you actually got to come to the gym to lose weight, you know, so we understand that. Not having a father figure shows that you will be, kids will be 3 times more likely to be in poverty even as they get older because they have the mindset of not knowing the father role and stuff like that. Also more likely to have more behavior issues, 7 times more likely to become a teen parent, be more addicted to drugs and alcohol, and also even go to jail. That's not having a father present in the home. Those are facts here in the United States now. That's why I feel like, honestly, it's very important. And I'm not saying that mothers are not doing their part. Like I said, we were raised by a single mom. You just said it right now, Justin. You said that your girl's hard on him, right? Mm-hmm. So she feels like she has to almost play both roles.
Yeah, exactly. She took on both roles, you know, and that's why I'm trying to get her out of it, trying to ease her out of it. I'm like, you know, you don't have to play both roles anymore. Yeah. Like, you can show your loving, affectionate side to him now. You can show your motherly love to him. Like, let me take on the dad role. You know, like, you don't need to carry all that burden no more.
And that's the thing. I'm not saying, like, they need both parents. Yeah. You know, as a mother, my wife will be like, go take a bath. They're still sitting there. Go take a bath. They're still sitting there. Go take a bath. I told y'all, hurry up, go take a bath. Still sitting there. I'll go over there. What's your mom say? They all start going. Yeah. You know, it's just, that's the authority you're giving to your kids, but they respect that. And I think sometimes these men have kind of like moved aside, either not being present, or they moved aside because maybe their wives are a little bit more aggressive and not letting them take that man role. But as me growing up, I think it's very important and my kids growing up, I think as being a king under construction, you need to be a strong father figure, male figure, role model in your kid's life. Yeah, sure. You know, and with us and my family, like, that's, my kids know what's up, you know, and it's not like I'm sitting there. I've never touched my kids, you know, beat them or anything like that. They know what's up. When it's time to go, hey, you do what we say, and that's it. It's not, and it's just more of just structure, I guess, that like that male figure has to bring, you know. I mean, how do you feel about that, Joe?
That voice, I mean, I feel like having that male figure in there, it gives you like that scare, that fear, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of just, it lets you know that somebody like that you care, you know what I mean? Somebody cares for you, you know what I mean? Because you need that balance, you know what I mean? That love, but also that hardship that us men bring to the table, you know.
That structure.
Because it's like you said, like my wife can say something to the kids, but if as long as I say, hey, you know, like, like, okay,
it's time to go.
It's time to go, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I know she ain't telling you twice, you know what I mean? And once they hear that from a man, you know, they hear that tone, like, hey, I know she ain't gonna tell you twice, right? You know, they're like, oh, okay. But, you know, it takes a team. I mean, you know, some are fortunate, you know, some moms can do it, you know, and, you know, I praise them, you know, I give it to them.
I mean, my mom did it. My mom, and I didn't used to give credit as much as I should have to my mom. She's like, hey, she always says, I made you the man you are today. And she did in a lot of ways, but in the same sense, it was almost, my mentality since I've been young was like, I got to be better than that, you know? I got to be better than what I had. But she was very hard on me. Our mom was hard on us, man. Like, she was hard on us.
And I could say that, you know, I appreciate my mom a lot more because I know that she's having to go through that same transition, you know what I mean? And I try to step in as much as I can, but building this whole brand, building this whole organization and stuff like that, you know, I haven't been so much around, but she's working hard, man. And, you know, I proud of her, I'll tell you that. You know, she's doing her part, she's doing her things, holding it together. She's still a rock, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, as a father, you be there, you know what I'm saying? It's critical because, you know, that voice, just hearing your voice, just maybe a little anger, you know what I'm saying? Just that tone, that tone of voice.
That tone, man. That tone will scare them. That tone at least get them going, you know what I mean?
Man, I got to look with my kids. I don't even have to say anything anymore. Like, I'll just look at them.
Like,
Go like that, give them that nod, like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Hey, I remember back in the day, my mom used to be like, "Hey, you wait till we get home. That enough."
Yeah.
Like a little car ride home, and like, what's gonna happen when I get home?
You're gonna get it first.
Getting those calls at school. I hate those.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, man. As far as being, that father, fathers bring so much to the table. As far as being leaders, teachers, counselors, we encourage our children. Well, at least you should, if you're a father, or been led by a father or somebody or gonna be a father. I know my boy Joe, he ain't got no kids yet, but he's on his way.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those things that we need. One thing I would tell you that I admire about you, I see that you're a man of God and you follow that route and you've praised him numerous of times since we've been here. Continue to do that, bro. Like, I respect that 100%, brother.
Man,
and instill that in the kids as well.
I'm trying, man. I've always knew he was there, but it took me getting older and understanding what it meant to be closer to him, finding no matter the good, the bad, it all leads back to him, and he's always going to be there, and it's a younger me didn't really think much or wasn't grateful for him, you know what I'm saying? But being here now and understanding that, finding the time to just pray and, for whatever, just even if it's something's good, be thankful, say a prayer for it, I'm not the best at saying prayers, but, it's he don't judge. You know what I mean? He lets the words flow. Like today.
To him, you're the best, though, man. You know what I mean? Like
God made you for a reason. He made you perfect.
So it's one of those things, man. It's like I found my way back to him. I found my way to him, more to him, because like I'm grateful because I know he presents these opportunities and I just seize them. You know what I mean? Like he puts them out in front and I just follow his plan. So I don't go against the grain no more. You know what I mean? I know he's there and I know he's working. I know my dad's working with him. So it's like, I appreciate him a lot more than I did when I was younger. You know what I mean? So all things are possible with him. You know what I'm saying? So
he definitely making moves in your life, and I can definitely tell in a lot of ways. Like, last year you were where?
On unemployment, man.
This year, man, this man is moving, bro.
Hey, man,
all respect to that, dude.
It's trying, man. But like I said, even when I'm down, even when I'm out, I find my way to just make time for him, man. Everything happens for a reason. We're on his time. When it's time, So just keep that good faith. That's what I gotta say to anybody. Just keep that good faith. Keep your head up. Keep moving. All right. We only lose when we stop.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So.
And if these, going back to, your gym and everything, people want to follow you, they want to see where you're at, how do we get in touch with you again?
We have Facebook, we have Instagram, Alpha One Athletics on both. You'll find it. You'll see that gold crown. You can't miss it. I got my number, got the info, got the websites on there. So it says like, follow, and share. That goes a long way too. So.
Bet. I wanted to give you a little gift. Well, we wanted to give you a little gift. It was
little something to hang up next to all
yes,
those.
Yes, sir. I'll take it.
All those championship.
Hey, this is a championship itself, man.
Right here, brother. So it's
backwards.
Oh, is it? Gotta put it out for the camera. Kings Under Construction.
I'm definitely
Hopefully
gonna
you can
this.
put it up in your gym, brother.
I definitely will take this, man. I cherish this, man. I appreciate y'all for sure, man. I tell y'all, there's not too many people like y'all, man. Doing what y'all do, man, is inspiring itself.
Hey, I can tell already we're gonna be friends for a long time. We definitely gonna continue to work together. And I feel like there's a lot of business ventures, friendships that are gonna be made here.
Oh, for sure, man. This was like I said, I got comfortable real quick doing the uncomfortable with y'all, man. Y'all made me feel at home over here.
Well, that's how you make us feel at your gym, bro. We wouldn't have been back over here. We went to your gym. That's how you made us feel.
This is another stepping stone in my life. I tell my wife, I was like, I got to get used to stuff like this because when I close my eyes, I can envision myself in like a front of a crowd with like 50,000 people, you know what I mean? And it's a stepping stone to me because like I see, deep down in my conscience that what I'm doing is bigger than what I'm at right now. So
I'll be honest, man. You got the wisdom, you got the knowledge. I believe you can do it. Man.
Nah, for sure.
You do.
Trying, man. It's one day at a time, man. One day at a time, you know. So it's like I said, it's just a stepping stone. I appreciate y'all showing me the love, man. I got comfortable with y'all real quick, man. Anytime y'all want to have a conversation or even got a topic, man, I'm here for it. So
Yeah, for sure, brother. Well,
Love it.
Well, we love you, man. Normally, like when we close these things out, we like to close in prayer real quick. So I'm gonna pray for this podcast, and let's continue. Father God, we thank you for the day. We just thank you for the motivation. We thank you for the will. We thank you for the skill. We thank Mr. Joe Garcia for coming out today. May you lead him and guide him and mold him to be the man that he's destined to be, God. We know that there's so much more in his life. May he lead other kids and new generations coming up. May we lead in the same aspect. May we be images of you, God. And we thank you for the blessing. We thank you for the podcast. We thank you for the gym. We thank you for each and everything you've given us. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. And we thank y'all. We love y'all. Do not forget to like, share, follow, pray for us like we pray for you. Love us like we love you. We out, baby.
one love.